Wham.
Wham.
Flameo.
Flameo, fellow Huntman.
Yeah.
I really wonder how many people you'd have to get doing that to like bring it back, you know?
I mean, probably more than just us,
Well,
but
sure, but like, you know, like those bicycles with the large front wheel. How many people would have to ride around on them before they penny farthings? Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, how many people would have to ride them before they became popular?
that's what those things are called?
Yeah, penny farthings.
Yeah.
And the answer is none because those things were death traps.
Yeah.
Sure.
They don't have the same kind of balance. I mean, Concordia bought one complete with like contemporary springs and stuff for like 2 minutes at the end of Dr. Faust's life.
That's wild. What are they gonna do with it when they're done with it?
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
I bet an enthusiastic student bought it from the school.
Hey, I used to be that enthusiastic student.
You
I mean,
would
it was
have
like
absolutely
$300
bought that.
though, so but some
I used to be a poor
enthusiastic
student.
students had
You weren't among the students
deep
who we
pockets.
went to school with who also got heavily into unicycling at one point.
No, that is correct. I did learn to juggle for a show.
Yeah.
And then you kept it up.
Yeah, I could still probably
It's on your resume.
toss some balls around.
Probably juggle once a year just to keep it.
So the turtle, you've posted this
Yeah.
now on Discord and now here. We don't know what that means.
I'm so curious. We had a guess. Well, I mean, not really.
Oh,
We
I
had
said
we had
I
a
really
no
we,
don't.
we
guess.
played some word association, and something happened. Ooh, divided.
Wow, that would
Yeah.
have been really epically
I mean, look,
constructed as a frame.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
goodness forbid we ever have to socially distance again. There can once again be.
Oh, circle, square, like what? That was what
Oh,
Jai,
Jai
the
was
Jai's
making-
Fuck!
sequence.
Because it's fire,
There was
right?
also an
Oh.
X.
Yes, that's right. Eventually, yeah, right. Eventually,
Yeah.
like it was the next.
Yeah.
Very good, the turtle. Someone's paying attention.
Yeah, and it's not me.
Punchy
It's
punch
not us.
points to you. Don't worry, John. We can just make it a thing. Good
Yeah.
job, the turtle.
Like
Turtle,
the one
are you-
attractive guy was saying in
A
meditation.
lion turtle.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause-
actually, yeah. Fair.
No thanks.
Actually, did we get a description for Jai?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I didn't write it down, so.
Like, did you want what kind of description?
Oh, I was-
Attractive, I think,
I guess.
was the key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember
Because
how
he's
long
a
his hair
firebender.
was.
Oh, that's a good shout. I don't remember either.
Fair enough.
I feel like I remember something about it. We'll figure it out.
He's from the Fire Nation. They all look the same.
What the? Oh, yay, turtle! I don't think I caught that, so thank you.
That's it, lion turtle.
Again, 10 punchy punch points. Pukujutsu found our secret word is like, I remember those things back in the day. Well, I'm not back in the day, but like backmasking on some tracks and stuff like that.
Kung Fu
I
Fighters,
was just thinking
I'm
about,
quoting the show. I'm
Pee-wee's
pretty sure.
secret word.
I don't know if it was that they all look the same or you're all the same to me, but
Oh, yeah.
that's definitely. I'm not making any judgments about the Fire Nation.
Oh,
I'm trying to think if Katara said something like that to Zuko.
probably like
Sounds
I consider you all the same. I don't think it was a visual thing, but no.
Yeah. Well, she definitely meant like, you're all evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was a little rough.
Well, Katara was saying some other things.
Yeah, she was.
What?
I'm your forever girl.
Yeah.
Baby, you're my forever girl.
But I thought you were the Avatar's girl. Of course not.
I feel like we could almost do that entire episode.
I would be
verbatim.
thrilled if we just did the Ember Island players.
I've watched it
well.
so.
It's
like
so
the
good.
two of us just
It's
keep
so
watching
good.
it. Oh my god, can't stop. Won't stop.
Don't stop.
Who is your favorite of the Ember Island players?
I'm a big fan of Katara and Sokka's actors.
Actor Zuko is mine, hands down. He's arguably the best of the group.
I mean,
Like,
I don't know.
I would say so.
Boulder.
The
Boulders
I
are
would
my
say that
favorite.
the best,
Yes,
the
of
best
course.
actor of the group is Ozai.
That's true.
Oh yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah, he's good.
Azula's awful,
Yeah.
but I think Azula's also the only one voiced by their own character.
Oh damn.
That's hilarious.
Really? I thought she voiced.
I'm pretty sure that Gray Griffin is actually one of the Ember Island players. I just forget which one.
Unbelievable.
Now I have to look it up.
I could see her voicing Katara. Actor Katara.
I'm so full.
Thank you, Kung Fu Fenris, for mentioning the Discord bot. It gave me the opportunity to scurry over and
Except it's still not answering.
Boop the boop.
Not the Discord bot, because it posted.
Oh no, it did. It did.
Oh, that's a good point, Weirdness. Of course you would want the actor playing Ozai to be the best one.
Woof.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Or you would be killed. Murdered.
Good. Y'all are so smart.
Yep.
Oh no, she's Katara.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
She plays Katara, yeah. The Ember Island players.
I was really hoping that the entire
capture me
lead
some
cast
more of these
would just
dumplings.
all
Oh.
play the Ember Island, like, but of
Versions
somebody
of
else.
each other? That would be
Yeah.
really fun too. Problem is, like, I feel like some of those actors, and I would be one of these people. It's like they're not necessarily doing, their voice isn't far from themselves.
Yeah, that's
necessarily,
true.
So it'd be hard.
Well, because Zuko's actor is Derek Basco.
Oh,
I think it's his brother.
his brother.
How could you say that?
You're smelly and I hate you for all time.
I love it. I love it.
The
Such
actress for
commitment.
Yue was Jenny Kwan, who plays Suki.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, I did have the pickled fish.
So good.
Rachel Dratch is Aang.
Avatar.
Oh.
Avatar.
Boy.
Uh,
I wouldn't want.
Rachel Dratch, famous for being on Saturday Night Live
Yeah.
for like forever.
As
Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer, that's right.
That's right. The actress Azula was Tara Strong.
Amazing.
God.
That's a really good call.
That's great as well, yeah.
Did Tara Strong play anyone else in Avatar?
Not that I know.
This is going to be the next 3 hours,
I
by the way.
think-
Buckle up.
I
Tara
think
Strong
She played someone in one of
Played Tom Tom in Return to Omashu. She was an additional voice in the Tales of Ba Sing Se.
Tom Tom is one of the.
That explains why I haven't heard her much.
Yep.
One of Jet's folks.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. That sounds.
Not Pipsqueak. Not the dude.
Tom Tom is my younger brother.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh,
The baby.
the wee bairn.
okay. The wee better. Oh, that's taking me. But anyway, hi everyone in the chat.
Hi,
by the way,
folks.
welcome to Avatar Legends Session 3. We're fucking thrilled to be here, and we love some good banter.
And soccer was Scott Manville.
Nice.
Who got? I
Uh,
think it's me. No, it seems unlikely.
I don't think it was you.
Oh, great, another fan. I'm just a guy who
he was in
Yeah, he
Frozen.
loves comedy.
Huh? As additional voices.
And StarCraft 2.
Oh.
Nice.
Wow.
Folks,
Huh?
how was your week out there?
Yes. My understand is
He's Robin on Teen Titans.
Oh, nice. It's a good gig.
She's the baby.
Oh, and he's Mati on Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
Oh.
Mati.
Fuck yeah. Heart! It didn't work. Nobody has heart.
Oh, damn. I think we have a lot of heart here, John.
No.
Okay. Rude. Fine.
Good old improv training kick in.
No. Oh, all right.
Yay.
Well, that's that scene dead. Who's in next? Tag me in, boys.
So,
I was like,
So sorry. That was...
well, I also dodged a little because I was like, don't hit me too
Don't
hard.
hurt me.
I had no idea that was
don't
the worst.
hit me too hard.
Look, only hit me a little hard.
Wait, what?
Did you have a chance to spend your experience?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me what you did with your experience.
Hey, I just realized we'll never be in Aragorn's bad books.
Because we
Huh?
We have to spend our advancements every time.
You
Every
don't-
time
Yeah,
we
you
get
can't-
them.
you can't bank
You can't
them.
bank
Oh,
them.
you can't bank them. Yeah.
So-
I don't know why you would anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't stack, so it'd
Yeah.
be so good. I'm gonna unlock my moment of balance twice. Sorry, yes, what'd you buy?
I bought Harmony 2. I'm up to Harmony 2 now. I bought 1 in Harmony.
+2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
As opposed to minus. As opposed
Yeah,
to
yeah,
minus.
yeah, yeah.
I chose to unlock one of the moves from the Hammer's playbooks. That's a third of the moves. No, that's a third one of the, anyway. This is called Walls Can't Hold Me. When you rely on your skills and training to dangerously smash your way through walls or other obstacles, roll with passion instead of focus. My shit stat. So there you go.
My shit.
It really is. I can't believe the
yikes.
fact that rely on your skills and training. He's like, I don't have any of those. Like, it's a disaster.
And I bought up a stat which is focus from +1 to +2.
Nice.
Excellent.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like that was pretty focused.
Mind you, that your growth currently sits at 2 of 12.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No.
I mean, there is.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
I mean it's just
yes,
not
there's
going
a
to happen,
chance.
but yeah. So you're telling me. Oh, good time. I don't know what that quote is all about, though. That's a
Wow.
little concerning. Not
I
tongue
don't know.
in the
John
hole.
said it in 2018.
October, no less.
I think it probably was referring to like a tooth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would do it. I still don't like it though,
Yeah.
and that's not nothing on you. I just don't like it.
It's a bit on you.
The before
Yeah,
Before
well,
time.
honestly,
the
reading,
long,
yeah.
long ago.
Ah, yes, the long, long ago. Oh,
Dust and memories are all that remain.
wow,
Shit.
damn.
That could happen to your table, you know, if you're not safe.
He did the thing.
Yeah. I was about to go into it after the hitting, but that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, no, this is good.
That's fine.
This is good.
Hi, folks. In order to be safe, we have some tools here. They're safety cards. I'll get into what options you folks in chat have, but right now I'm going to start with these. The play card indicates that despite any outward appearance, I, the player holding up this card, am okay to continue with whatever is happening in-game. The pause card is a way to just briefly give a heads up to folks at the table with you. Say, hey, I need to inform you of something. Once everyone has acknowledged it, card goes down, gameplay can resume. Stop, however, will fully interrupt gameplay. You drop out of character, you drop out of the game entirely. We will usually go to a BRB screen, and it gives an opportunity to discuss, to rectify whatever the situation is, and gameplay will only resume once everyone at the table feels safe to continue. You folks out there do not have cards, but you do have options. You can say something in chat, just generally speaking, but there's a chance that it may fly by before we see it. So you can also whisper us, which will help us see it a bit more clearly. Or you can reach out to a moderator who will be happy to keep your information anonymous if you'd prefer. But if none of those methods are able to rectify the situation for you, or if you're just not feeling in a safe place, you of course always have the option to leave chat and or the stream. We don't want to see you go, but we do want to see you safe.
Mm-hmm. Very true. And thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to let you go.
No.
Now that's all I'm going to imagine whenever it comes to audience safety is just the audience dangling off a cliff and us being like, I don't want to let you go, but I will if it's for your own good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you like fall off the helicopter into the pool or whatever, and so I leave in the helicopter and...
But if you're playing with the cheats on, you get on the helicopter before it moves. so
Yeah, you fly
speed
off into
the-
space. Yeah.
Pretty good helicopter.
Yep.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Is there a helicopter in here?
Or is it just you?
I recently saw a clip of a video about someone mentioning, like, they happened to casually have a helicopter in their house, and I was like, okay, I guess this is gonna be some rich person and open up to their helipad. And then someone just, like, photoshopped in a helicopter. Like everything, I never watched with audio, so it was there was probably more context to it, but it literally was just... No.
So hold on.
Yeah.
Reading aloud, we do not accept symbols from chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll throw that up there.
Yeah.
We don't and we can't. First of all, we're not always paying attention to chat. We often are, but also it would be too open to abuse.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's part of why we haven't made them emoji, especially now that any viewer can have access to a set of emoji without subscribing or whatever. It's just, someone somewhere will do it as a joke, and then we'll have to break everything, like break out of game to address it and
exactly.
stuff.
yeah, we literally have to stop stream even if
Yeah.
it looks like a joke.
Yeah.
So
That said, as we've mentioned, there are options for safety as well for audience, which is good that
Yeah.
we have the access to those.
rpgclinic.com/safety.
And that's true too. Yes, you can get.
You
get your own
can
copy.
learn all the blurbs. You can download copies to print out at home or emoji to use in your own Discord server, etc.
Or you can ask Elizabeth to telepathically communicate all of this information to you right now.
Did you get it?
Thanks, I did.
Damn, there's a splash
There's a
zone on
typo,
that?
though.
Oh
I used the wrong there. No.
shit. That was good.
Thank you.
Comedy. I like it. No, I'm serious.
Oh, Critter got it. Nice.
Yay.
Thanks. Oh, okay, great.
Critter's on our wavelength.
Speaking of wavelengths, it's time for us to tune in so that we can hear what happened last time.
While Yongsu and Bao enjoyed some sea prune stew with Tatik, Don met one of the Fire Nation delegates staying at the temple, a young man named Jai. The trio assembled at the temple for breakfast in the morning, where Bao quickly realized that Don's new friend Jai is their cousin. Turns out, Bao isn't on an extended vacation. They ran away from their family and the life expected of them. Bao's worried their cousin has an ulterior motive for wanting to visit the spirit realm and pledges to reveal themselves and join the tour group. Meanwhile, Yongsu gets to know another member of the delegation, the bounty hunter, now Oda. Turns out she's looking for Dan and Bao. What's the mysterious woman planning? Will Don lead the delegation into the spirit world? Will Bao be recognized? Can Yongsu keep up the charade?
Excuse me. Huzzah.
I realized that I
Love
named
those
now
regions.
before you had finalized the name Bao, and
Oh,
now we have
that's
rhyming
true.
names.
I have to
Wow.
assume they're like siblings separated at
It's
birth. or
Fire
something.
Nation, okay? That's just a common naming scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll also meet Lao and
Tao.
yeah.
Tao feels right. If it's easier, we can refer to her as Oda. Although that's a family name, so maybe not. Thingamabao.
Ooh, announcement. Interesting.
Charade. I could have said charade.
Ah.
Considered it.
Nice.
I did consider it.
Fun.
What is weird?
The announcement
fact that there's
highlight
like
thing,
the
I
word
guess.
there. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think in standard view Twitch chat it like sticks to the top. So there's a way that you can sticky a message to the top.
Just like that.
Yeah.
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 Ah!
Oh,
See.
Kung Fu Fenders in chat is always
yeah.
like there's always like a I know that I'm gonna get the answer, but at first it's always like meh.
Yeah, it's like
What is
fuck,
the?
or
And then
oh my
there
god.
it is.
Details.
Love that.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Kung Fu Fenders version of okay, so which we get from Aragorn at times.
Actually, pretty much every stream I've ever been on, there's like scoots. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm listening. Like,
Yeah, settle in.
yeah. Probably shouldn't be referring to Aragorn. She's not here to defend herself, or I'm gonna get it later. You know.
Why are you so afraid of Aragorn?
Have to live in
Scary. She knows 10,000 things, John. Some of those will be torture methods. It's just inevitable. Am I wrong? Aragorn?
What would be a non-lethal Scott-specific method of torture?
Tickling.
That's
Awful.
That's not really Scott-specific.
Oh no, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Tickle.
Scott specific.
Um,
I cannot wait for these
people
suggestions to go in.
needing minor bits of assistance and being like tied down to the chairs. You can't help them pick up the thing they
I have
dropped
to
or
do this.
carry a thing up the stairs even though
I like
they're
that.
not your friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like trying to
Yeah.
balance a big jug of water and it's sloshing everywhere, and if only there was one other person there to help. But
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a non-completable mystery game too. Yeah.
Also.
Honestly, having to solve more and more difficult puzzles on stream, but not being allowed to quit the stream until they're all solved. I think I would die.
So some of the old Sierra Online games where it was possible for you to soft lock yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You couldn't win, but it could have happened hours previous.
Yeah.
Disaster City.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of those games you could also die,
Yeah.
but
And start. Yeah.
but like no, this would be a serious like because you would always want to keep saving
Sure.
because you might die.
Yeah.
Except then you would have forgotten to do something like 3 hours ago.
There was a King's Quest 6, Air Today Gone Tomorrow, famously my favorite of the Sierra games. There's a pawn shop owner where you go and you like trade things in, and you need different items at their table at different parts of the quest. And if you choose the wrong thing, you could have totally fucked yourself over for like something that's going to be an hour later. And you have no idea of predicting what puzzles you're going to have to solve. But if you don't have that item in your pocket, when it comes time, you will die.
Game design.
It's like predict.
Am I right?
I'm also going to point out that I have the Avatar wiki in front of me so that I can look up the names of these things. And discussions activity. 28 minutes ago, Yoshikage1234 asked, "Is Zutara bad?"
Is?
It's a poll.
Oh, who's winning?
There are 5 votes in the poll.
We gotta get in on this.
And the answer is I have to sign in to see the results.
Oh,
so we will never know.
Great.
Balls. Is Zutara bad? Wowzers. Yeah. Is it? I mean, like, they're not an OTP in this show. Maybe I shouldn't get into this.
Counter Fenders is subtly hinting that we should probably actually start playing.
I was
Love all
trying
of
to figure
this.
out a
All
way
of this.
to.
Get us in there.
Hey, folks out there in chat, and if you have any more questions, get them in.
You can just use your goddamn word hole.
I was gonna say what I just said. So I
Yeah,
just said
which you
it.
did. Everyone's good. I'm going to this automobile. I love it.
Ready? It's sort of strange that a lot of the games that I play have a spirit world, because it's not something that I specifically seek out. It just happens. Exalted has the wild, right? Which is, I mean, it's not quite the spirit world, but it's definitely a place wherein there are certain things that live that could be considered different. Changeling has the dreaming, which is something of a spirit world. Well, now we're here. We've got another spirit world to just fucking deal with. And that is an almost 20-year-old war. Well, there is no war in Ba Sing Se. Werewolf, we haven't played on the stream yet, but yeah, Werewolf has the Umbra, which is also very much a spirit world. So, knowing that it is very possible that you'll be headed into the spirit world today, what does the spirit world mean to you? The spirit world in Avatar is also one that we only really got to see a bit more of in Korra. You see a little bit of it in the first, but most of what you see, it's actually when you follow along with Wan, the first Avatar, and what the hell he had to go through. So the spirit world is still quite a bit open to debate. So therefore, as you assist with me in crafting what the spirit world is, just understand that it is a place that is dangerous enough, mysterious enough, and yet attractive enough that there are seekers out there, and that's their job. But will it be duty or freedom for you?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
Nice.
All right. Now, with that being said, where are you and what just happened?
Don and Bao were in Don's room. Bao had just revealed that Jai is their cousin and had decided... sorry.
No, that's starting that. Yeah, Bao had initially pulled Don aside to try to hide themselves, but now Bao is gonna not hide instead come forward with themselves. How that's gonna work out, TBD.
Youngsu is still outside the Temple of the Order of Passage, enjoying rice with a spirit that they have named tentatively, Tentatively.
Have you named it?
No, it's just that's what we're referring
That's just
to it
what
as
you're
for
referring
now.
to it as.
Yeah, for now. Look, if it gives a different name, maybe I'll never see it again. Who knows? He's currently in conversation with the bounty hunter now, Oda, who's held up photos of Don and Bao and said, do you know where they are? Do you know where they are? These two people.
They pulled a Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. We're running out of time. Yeah, Tony.
The spirit who is hanging around you at this time, who may or may not have a name now, thanks to you, has just locked itself right around your arm.
Yeah.
With 2 of its 6 stumps. They're kind of coming out of it. And it just swings there quite happily. The Fire Lord.
Holy shit.
And the Fire Lord, the Fire Nation. Sorry, Fire Lord is on the screen.
Right. I mean, that's the whole
This is
thing.
not a redirect. This is-
Can you imagine? It is me, the fire.
The Fire Lord is actually defined.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would
Still,
be
right?
pulling the episode 1 of Star Wars thing. The Padme thing. Of, being
Oh, the
oh yeah,
decoy.
it's just a delegation.
Except they didn't change your name,
No.
right?
Yeah. Bad news.
So it's a bit like, do
Yeah.
you not know the name of your queen? No?
First name.
Amidala?
Nope. Apparently not.
Padme?
Yeah.
It's great.
That was only recently pointed out to me.
Yeah, and you were like, huh.
The Fire Nation bounty hunter that's sitting across from you and showing you these 2 photographs. You're sure you haven't seen them? I know one of them is supposed to work here at this temple.
Then it's good that you're here. It must be very important to you to speak with them, having come all this way.
Well, I hope to have a chance to speak with the spirits. It is, after all, the closest spirit portal that we have.
Youngsu's gonna lean in a little bit and kind of peer at the image of Don.
So as you lean in, she leans in just a little bit to also sort of look at the photograph a little bit more, and the spirit hanging off your arm gets a little squished between the two of you, and it just lets out a little huh.
Sorry, buddy. Pull it back a little bit. I'm not familiar with all of the religious connotations of Republic City. As I mentioned, I only just arrived. But are these not the robes of one of the Seekers?
I'm afraid I have absolutely no idea how it works here.
I'd like to assess the situation. No,
What are you trying?
Yeah,
okay,
no,
you have to describe it in the fiction.
Yes, of course. Oh, in the fiction. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to do a thing. No, I'm trying. I'd like to get a sense of whether that sounds like a lie. I have no idea.
But what are you doing?
That's it. Well, then I guess I will press on a little bit. You're here with a delegation, but you know little of who you're encountering. I'm sorry, I must just be a little confused. I was invited to be here today and have... well, I'm still not quite sure what I'm going to be able to ask the spirit world, but certainly you must have some notion.
It seems like you're trying to assess the situation. That's one of the things. There isn't actually a direct move that is detect a lie.
That's it, yeah.
And I don't know if I want one.
I tend to agree. I know what you mean, yeah.
I think it would just be too easy for you to just constantly be like, is that a lie? Is that a lie?
Yeah, like you can rely on your skills and training to gain new insight, depending on what you're using that as.
Mm-hmm.
push your luck. Like I think.
I
that
don't
the
think
moves-
Youngsu has any skills or training relating to lie detection.
No.
Well,
But
that's
I'm
where you're wrong.
saying that, like, I think that it's covered in the descriptors
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
basic moves.
No.
Yeah, if you had the tremor sense or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
So what I'm going to say is that you're actually trying to trick her into revealing herself.
Yeah, or at least her intentions.
Could you disable that timer when you have a chance?
King's Dilemma.
Yeah, I was editing. And must have accidentally turned it back on.
I
got it, Kate.
And Alice
Don't
is
you
missing
worry
is
about it.
active as well. Just turn that one off too.
Yo, hup. Yeah, that I've already failed to trick now Oda into believing that I don't know who these people are. I rolled a miss. Whether or not that means that I
Go ahead.
can do it. Creativity. 10.
Well, 10 means that you actually get to pick 2 of the following. You can either have them stumble, so you can take +1 forward when acting against them. You can have her act foolishly, and I'll give you an additional opportunity, or they overcommit and they're deceived for some time.
I would like to see what happens if now Oda, well, essentially the first 2, stumbles and acts foolishly. Perhaps she's taken in by my charm.
All right, so we'll give you +1 forward for that.
Great.
And then, so that means that the next time you act against them, you're going to add 1 to your die roll.
Excellent.
Also, so she looks down. It's very clear that she flushes a little bit as you're leaning in. I was never one for study. I know that they're here to give answers, and that they have some sort of relationship with the Great Library.
Great library. The one that was lost in the...
Yes, and there are seekers.
Mm-hmm.
And so here she's directly contradicting herself. So yes, she lied to you.
Right.
We're making that clear. There are seekers whose job it is to go to the library and seek answers to the most difficult of questions. But they remain there for quite some time, perhaps even a year, at which point then the seekers cycle. But of course that hasn't happened in quite some time, not for over a few decades, I believe.
Not one for training, you said. Not one for study. What about the mountains? You told me that you had to...
Well, that was the study that I was more... And she blushes again, and then she looks down. She digs her hands deep into her robes and just...
My apologies. I didn't mean to... It's rare that I meet someone like yourself. Most of the people I've met here in Republic City are... well, they're very focused on building their wealth, their careers, perhaps their futures. It's rare I meet someone like you.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
Bow. Where are you?
I don't recall. Has Dan left the room? What was our physical situation?
Dawn needs to quickly change her robes
Right.
to like the more ceremonial garb.
You were formerly under her bed.
Yes. Then I guess Bat would have gotten up and stepped out. I'll see you out there.
Right, let me know if I can help at all.
Appreciate it.
Do you have an idea of when you want to tell him?
I mean, as soon as he sees me, I assume he'll break.
Okay.
I'll navigate it. You have your own tasks to focus on.
There's another rapping at your door.
Back under the bed.
I finish tying my sash and open the door.
The door opens up, and it is the most junior of acolytes. She is barely 12 years old, and she is carrying a tray with like a very sweet smelling juice and also a sprig of what looks to be like peppermint. Your preparations.
Thanks. I call her by her name. You don't have to worry about naming her, but I do say it accurately.
Ting.
Ting? Okay, great. We have Ting and Ting.
Shit. Tong.
Tong. Okay, great.
Fuck you, Scott.
No, I love it. It's hard. It's hard.
God fucking damn it.
It's bad news for sure.
Oh, I hate everything in the whole world.
Damn.
She bows low. They'll be ready for you in about 3 minutes.
I will be there in 3 minutes.
Okay. And then she
Thanks,
turns
Tom.
and she starts to run off, but she steps on the hem of her robes and she just
Oh.
absolutely
I scuttle over to help her up.
and she gets up and she rubs her nose a
It's
little.
all right. I was tripping on these things all over the place when I first arrived.
I don't think I've hemmed it properly.
Do you mind? Should I check? Do you want me to like?
You only have 2 more minutes.
I can go downstairs. I'm fast. Okay, hold on. I've got a mending kit in my room. Just 1 second, and I like run back in
Really cute.
and like dig through my little.
So she then peeks around the door frame to look into your room as you're doing this.
The bed is unmade, and like the blanket's like mostly fallen off the edge of the bed, which is what I had done last time. So yeah.
All right. We'll say that that's still good enough.
I zoom back out with a threaded needle. Sit cross-legged on the ground in my ceremonial robes.
Oh, Don.
Are you sure?
Just 1 second. Hold still.
But Seeker.
It's okay. Come on. You can't
So
help me with my ceremonies if you're tripping all over the place, right?
Tongue just looks like she's caught between like this is the greatest moment of my life and if anybody catches me here, they're going to kill me.
It's pretty quickly and it's just a rough placeholder basically until more time can be spent on it. Okay, this at least will make sure that you don't trip.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is your first ceremony, isn't it?
Yeah.
Attendance?
Yeah. What do you do with the sweet drink and the peppermint?
That's my little secret.
Okay. And she turns around and she runs out, and this time she does not step on her robe and she doesn't fall. But you see that she, like, you hear her run like 6 steps away, and then you hear her go, oh, and then she turns back and she gets her shoe back on, and then she runs another 6, and then, oh, and then she comes back and slips her shoe back on, and then she continues down.
There's no way I can help you with that.
That's so cute, though.
I run back in. Is it a peppermint sprig?
It's a peppermint sprig.
I tear the leaves of the peppermint sprig, put them in my drink, and down the whole thing in one.
Okay. So your throat is lubricated and yet fresh.
The preparation is for Don. Preparation tea.
Yeah, to do a whole lot of talking or whatever. Yeah, makes sense to me.
A lot of throat singing.
Yeah.
I would be. Oh my god. Really? Liz busts out the throat singing that you've been practicing for months.
Oh God!
Bao peeks out from under the bed, sees that the coast appears to be clear. So, in terms of this ceremony, would it be better if I rejoined the group before you or after you?
The actual, like, the big ceremony doesn't really take that long. But then afterwards, I have to meet up with each member of the delegation who's going into the spirit realm, because it's really important that we identify the main question that they have for the spirits. So, you didn't ask for all that. Maybe after me, I'll go in now,
All right.
and then you can kind of join. And if you sit towards the back, then your cousin won't notice you, and then you can show yourself to him afterwards.
Okay.
If that works for you.
Yes. Which way are the bathrooms actually, so I can come in there?
Actually, that way.
Great.
Bye.
So you're headed towards the bathrooms?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will wait a few moments for what sounds like focus is diverted away towards ceremony.
There's a few bells that ring to indicate that people should be coming inside for the ceremony. Now looks at you, Young Soo, just... Are you coming in?
Yes, of course, as someone who is not a part of such a wonderful delegation, I'll just take my seat.
Nonsense, you'll be my guest. She pulls you in close and she offers you her elbow.
Whoa boy, I'll take it, and I'm gonna make one of these faces, but like too ha.
So,
Too.
the spirit known as Ha, or TSKAH,
Okay,
Ska,
Ska. That's cute. Okay.
looks up at you, and there's just a...
we nod understanding between ourselves. Come on, you want to come to the ceremony, right? I mean, if the spirit is still on my arm, we're all going in together.
So,
I'm in a spirit now
Ha's
sandwich.
head unhinges 180 degrees.
What the? I feel like Youngsu's probably very surprised by this. Oh!
As it looks behind it to see what's going on under there, and then clunk.
That's a neat trick.
Ah.
You can be my lookout. I look back to Naoda. Not that we have anything to look out for.
Of course not.
Other VIPs, maybe. Shall we?
She walks along with you, and her... So, she, as I previously said, right? Pixie cut hair. Right. Wearing the robes. And then she straightens up a little bit, just as if she's like, oh, I need to look more official here. But as she does, you hear kind of a jangling sound. She's carrying a lot of coin.
I wasn't privy to the conversation between Don and the whatever that other person was named. The other anyway. About how they were going to be paying for this privilege or whatever. So I mean, I think Youngsu's eyes make dollar signs, but he's he's not gonna. Okay, I take this information in stride.
So for you, Bao, everyone's sort of gathering in the center of this temple, and you are often one of the wings close to where the washrooms are set up.
Bao has taken a moment to carefully rearrange their hair and to turn the collar of their robe and retie the belt in such a way that it is much more traditional Fire Nation. They're just small adjustments to go more in that style.
For what purpose?
To be more overtly someone of the Fire Nation rather than just a member of Republic City who happens to be wearing warm colors.
All right, it sounds like you're actually relying on your skills and training. So I'm actually going to have you roll that.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, because that's where my friends walk this way. Okay.
Right when you're like teaching your friends.
Great.
I'll focus, and I'm going to give you a +1 going forward. You are from the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I have 8.
So
Great.
okay, you're very confident in how you look now. Accurately reflects the fact that you are not a simple Republic City person with Fire Nation heritage. That you actually look like you are from the Fire Nation, which you are.
Yeah. I've taken the moment and put in the effort.
Yeah. But your clothes are easily adjusted to the point where
Yeah.
you now look like you are a more traditional Fire Nation dweller.
And I will approach in such a way that I can hopefully look down a hallway towards where people are gathering and try to assess the best way to enter the room, sort of from behind the crowd.
You hear very heavy footsteps coming up behind you.
Turn my head very, very slowly, very gently, very calmly.
6'9" tall. Must weigh 300 pounds. I realize I'm switching back and forth between imperial metric. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Deal with it. We're in Canada. Flash fantasy world.
There is no hair on this person's body. Not on their head, no eyebrows. Completely clean shaven. He's dressed in robes that look quite similar to Don's that you've seen, and he carries with him the same symbols of a seeker.
Oh shit.
I do my best to deftly step against the wall to give clearance for this person to pass.
In a voice that trembles the walls, which are made of stone. Are you lost?
I just stepped away to the washroom and I'm rejoining the group. So, as much as perhaps I could be construed as spiritually lost, which is perhaps what brought me here to go on this journey at this temple, physically, as long as it's permittable for me to be joining.
And he gives the softest little smile. I'm Kyong.
Kyong.
Q-I.
Q-I. Nice.
And I get lost here too.
Now we are together.
You are not part of the original group.
No, I have arrived separately. And I am not under their patronage or any such fees that are required. I would have to pay my way.
Then what brings you here?
Desire to know more about, I suppose not this world, but the other world.
Then I have something to show you. And he offers a big meaty paw.
Whoa.
His hand is easily twice the size of yours.
Oh. Begins to reach to lay their hand in his, but is also reading to see if that's totally the wrong gesture to be making.
No, that's
Okay, great.
what
They lay
what
their
he's
hand
offering.
in his.
And he uses one of his hands and he just pushes. And part of the wall rumbles and then it reveals a staircase. We could watch from the balcony. And you can see what one of these ceremonies looks like.
Absolutely fascinating. Thank you.
I don't get to go. Another seeker has been requested. She's very good.
How interesting. Tell me more about these multiple seekers.
Well, and he starts
Nice.
going up and he starts telling you about Dawn. Now, according to him, Dawn is a wunderkind.
Yeah?
She's been with this place since as far back as he can remember, as a small child. He's older. He looks like he's in his 40s.
Okay.
So still very kind of like active and fit, but realizes and he says, well, it's very unlikely that they're going to find the library in my time. And so it was important for us to make sure that the next seekers could have the youthful exuberance in order to make it to the... And Dawn clearly is my favorite. Do you know every once in a while that she has this preparation thing she does before her ceremonies?
Yeah.
He
bows,
is
yeah.
talking way too much because the ceremony down there is beginning, and he is like, he realizes that he's too loud, so he starts getting really close and he starts talking like this, except for the fact that his voice is about 90% bass. So as you are starting the ceremony, Kyung's known for this.
Oh,
So the whole, like, anything that's like hanging in metallic, like the tiny bells that are surrounding the center atrium of the temple, they have this kind of like low, very, like, it's perceptible. It's not like loud.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know what it was, it wouldn't be sure, but that sort of like vague ringing tone, because he just won't shut up because he's so proud of Dawn.
Aw.
And just says everything and says, what will happen here?
I'd love to see her in action.
Well, you can see, and he points down. You are now on the balcony.
Yeah.
So you're in the balcony, and Dawn has been brought into the room, tended by two acolytes, one of whom is Tong. And Tong is doing a very good job of holding up your, like, the back end of your robes, just like scurrying along behind you. And says, what they're going to do is they're going to, as a group, agree to certain precautions. You see, when we go into the spirit realm, we must remain together as a group as much as we can while still seeking the answers. Should someone get into trouble, we've agreed as a group that we are to help each other as much as possible unless a seeker tells us to return home. The group comes in. Funnily enough, there's somebody on Young-Soo's... Well, actually, Young-Soo's on someone's arm.
And someone's on Young-Soo's arm too. There's
Yeah.
unless the spirit's gone.
There seems to be a chain.
Oh my god.
If Young-Soo manages to make eye contact with Dawn, there's like definitely a look of like help, or like a maybe not help, but a just kind of the eye
As
darting.
the person in the middle of a very important ceremony to
No, yeah, I wouldn't. But like, there's eye darting to now Oda to try to indicate that this person might be important.
Don's eyes widen slightly at the recognition.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot in the temple during this ceremony. There's flame here, yes, but it's actually more that the stones that are underneath have been baked in flame for the past few hours. The flames are quickly doused. It would be too hot. I mean, you're not trying to burn everyone to death, but there's a definite feeling of a dry heat, like a desert in here. As each bell rings in turn, knocked by earthbenders who are actually just manipulating the tiny clapper inside the bell, just enough to kind of ting without actually walking up and striking it, because they're a little extra, because, you know, ceremony.
Yeah, it's a ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love it.
The Fire Nation delegation, which are here, I think I said 6 total.
It was 5 or 6.
Yeah, so 6 total. But that the thing is, Jai isn't one of, like, he is with the delegation, but he isn't one of them.
Because they're
He's
all
not
from the
They're all from the
clan.
Oda
all from
clan.
the Oda
Yeah,
clan.
yeah,
and
right.
He is not Oda.
Okay.
So 5 plus 1. I assume nothing, Requiem. I am God.
Whoa.
So
Whoa. Well, the Avatar, I guess. Lion Turtle?
So the 6 of them come in and they seat themselves, kneeling. You know that kneel where you're sitting straight up, which, like, it really hurts when I do it because you have to get used to it. They're all used to it. And now indicates, like, the spot just over from hers. And, you know, let's go.
Yeah.
Because you're not really supposed to be hanging off people. It's all right there. You can be my guest.
You honor me, thank you.
The honor is mine. And she looks up and she sees Don, and there's this wave of recognition that passes across her features. Now, Dawn will greet them and remind them of their responsibilities, that they must listen to the Seeker and at the same time be conscious of the fact that we are all here for knowledge, nothing less and nothing more.
Who extracts a fan from their sleeve and snaps it open quite deftly.
Oh, yeah.
Theoretically, because
That shit-hot fan, like...
Yeah.
Love that.
Nice.
Love that.
Theoretically, because of the heat, but actually, what they're going to try to do is disturb just enough of the air between, create just enough of an air barrier to slightly deflect his voice from interfering with those below.
That's really nice. And also awesome.
Classy move.
It's an interesting
I really like
move.
it, yeah.
The thing is that his voice is bass, so it's actually rumbling through the floor. But we'll give it a shot. I'm not going to actually have you roll it.
Yeah.
But it'll
Yeah.
reduce its a little bit.
I don't want my doing this now to then be a gotcha later in the game where I'm like, oh, but I can make it silent because I did this in episode 3. Like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. This is
Yeah,
later.
Although-
airbending doesn't actually work
Yeah.
quite that
Right,
way.
right.
But
Sandwich.
we'll say that it's enough that the delegates can't hear him.
Great.
You definitely still can.
But I've gotten used to kind of toning him out in ceremony. So yeah, I feel like there's I feel like the ceremony is kind of bookended by dance and song. So as people are coming in, we're singing, and then there's a quick kind of like ceremonial dance, and then going to each member of the delegation in turn and basically going over the rules, but also asking them if they'll agree to meet with Don before the journey.
Okay.
So that's going up to each of them in turn.
Each of the delegates are impeccable in their manners. It seems like they have studied beforehand to know what I don't think that your order is super focus on you have to say the right goddamn thing, but they know the traditional answers to give for such as when you make the call for are you here for knowledge, when you make the call for you will listen to me whether I say we must remain together or we must return home. It is not usual, by the way, and certainly since the opening of the spirit portal here in Republic City, no one has had to be left behind. This is an older thing that has happened when the spirit world was a bit more hostile towards humans because, after all, they were isolated, they were cut off, and the only human that could regularly go visit the spirit world was the Avatar. Not all of them. There are a few. There's definitely at least one human kicking around in the spirit world. But this isn't a huge issue for them. But it's still a required portion of this. And then they all agree that they wish to speak with you privately. But technically there is a 7th person sitting here. And I can't speak for him.
Don kind of approaches Young-Soo, but with a questioning air,
The fuck you doing?
Are you part of this now? Question mark. But she asks all the questions.
Yeah, I mean, he's been listening, so he can respond in the way that he is expected to respond, not knowing what the hell is going on. But I think in perhaps manners that are somewhat less impeccable, I am simply an invited guest here. I will enter the spirit realm if I am allowed to do so. Seeking knowledge.
Don had her mouth open to prompt him about knowledge and then snaps it shut.
Will you agree to
follow the Seeker's orders?
No,
sorry, not
I think
orders.
you
I don't
definitely
know.
have to agree to that.
Oh, sorry.
Are you going to speak with the Seeker to understand the question that you were trying to answer?
I think it would be very gauche of me to say no.
right.
So I will say yes, but if possible, a look passes between us where I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to tell you later.
She acts as if he's said the most
Yes.
Like-
I don't think that one knows what he's getting into.
Yes, ever.
How would I join if I wanted to?
The delegation or the temple?
I would, I think, prefer to start with delegation.
You would need permission from the delegation to join them. They're paying for this privilege.
I am happy to pay an equivalent portion.
Still, I am not your seeker for today. You would need the permission of the seeker who will be guiding those into the spirit realm today.
Well, she sounds excellent for everything you say. Would she allow me if I asked her?
It would be an interesting question. I can't imagine that the Oda clan would be remiss if another of the Fire Nation joined them.
When would be an appropriate time to make this request?
Each individual is going to meet with the seeker in order to ask the question that they are looking for. During this time, refreshments are served. This would be a good
Love this
opportunity.
temple. Love this temple. Refreshments
Thank you
everywhere.
so much.
So much prune juice.
Yeah.
You have to be regular if you're going to go into the spirit realm.
Absolutely. They can tell if there's blockage.
Oh.
I wasn't able to join up with them quite as I hoped.
Would you like me to make any introductions for you? I would be happy to.
If you could introduce me to your fellow seeker, I would be honored.
Well, she'll be still in the ceremony, receiving the questions. I could introduce you, however, to the clan itself to see if they would be amenable to you joining them.
Not all of the Fire Nation know each other. That would be a preposterous statement, as I'm sure not everyone in this city or in any
Hence why you would need the introduction.
However, I am familiar with the Oda clan.
Oh.
I appreciate your offer, but I will make sure to follow my own nation's customs.
Of course. I wouldn't dream of being able to step into your shoes even for a moment.
Nor I
He is not
yours.
wearing shoes.
Nor I yours.
He's an earthbender. He didn't wear shoes.
Or your lack thereof.
I should point out, Tong's shoes, they're more sandals.
Yeah.
They you all tend to wear the same similar kind of stuff. The vast majority of people, by the way, who hold positions here in this temple are benders. It is not a requirement. But the thing is, the foxes who choose the seekers specifically, they've never chosen someone who couldn't bend.
Yeah.
But it is not a requirement to be a member of the order to be a bender.
Great.
But you all wear the damn sandals.
Those half-soled
Yeah.
sandals.
Yeah.
Permit me to escort you downstairs.
It would be my honor.
I hope that they have the good cream puffs today.
Oh, tell me about them.
Well, they don't actually contain any cream.
Oh, that's
You
fascinating.
See, the cream is more of an emulsion of oil that has been, and he just starts talking about how these puffs leavened
Oh
with.
my god.
Yeah.
And he starts heading down. You know, the fires that we use in order to.
Oh my god.
They keep appearing and disappearing.
However,
Oh, I wasn't gifted with firebending. Tell me about the fire.
well, it's just fire.
Yeah.
But to be honest, we have two people here who do the puffs, and one of them makes them a bit more sweet than the others. I don't like them as sweet. However, I do like a little bit of sweetness, and if I'm lucky, they sometimes add a little bit of an essence. Maybe if there's some of that peppermint left over from the preparation. He just invented Cool Whip.
Kyung's Cool Whip.
Oh, nice.
Nice. As opposed to Youngsu's Cool Whip.
Kyung
which is Kyung Whip. Ah, yes.
Hey, Lumba.
What are you doing?
Oh,
here?
hi.
The first two people who are coming in to see you, one of them wants to ask the spirits mostly just about life advice. Like, well, I'm thinking about going into a new business, and I'm not sure if it's the right idea. They're looking for predictions, which spirits, that's not really what they do.
Yeah.
So you know that the spirit will likely fuck with this person.
I tried to guide them into making their question as specific as possible. It's clear that she's done this many times before.
Yeah. And then the person looks a little disappointed, but then when you are like, no, specifics, they go, oh, okay. All right. One of them is looking for information on the various types of firebending.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, firebending was taught by dragons. This person is looking for information about how dragons, when they teach firebending, if there's any other forms of firebending that are considered ancient.
Okay.
Because the vast majority of firebenders don't learn from dragons. Right. Now, the dragon population has increased a little bit at this point. Zuko, for instance, openly rides a dragon. Right. They certainly haven't recovered to the same rate as, like, say, Sky Bison. They've had a bit more time, but working at
They're
it.
still an endangered.
Breeding cycles
Species,
might be at
yeah.
a different speed.
Oh, that's also a good point, yeah.
Litter sizes might not be like. I feel like
They probably
Sky
live
Bison
hundreds of
litters
years,
are numerous.
yeah, I would
Big,
think so.
I don't know.
Pop those bison out.
Oh boy.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
Oppa.
The next two that you have, both of them just have more questions about the history of Spirit and Fire Nation interaction. They know that there have been some unfortunate encounters, and they're curious to know if there's any way that they can come back to their nation to find out ways that there may be reconciliations made.
Dawn is very excited by these questions. Like she's
That is a bit more reasonable. Now, the thing is, spirits don't necessarily speak for all spirits,
Nope.
so there's no guarantee that they're going to get the answer, but they might get an answer. That might be
Yeah.
useful. Then there's Shy.
cool beans.
Now, by this point, you have made it back down to the first floor of the temple, so you can approach. There are 6, including Young-Soo, who are waiting around, and they're being provided refreshments. The cream puffs are quite sweet, and Kyung he looks mildly disappointed.
I think Young-Soo does too, actually. Yeah. Oh.
But Jai, your cousin, is not there. He is currently in with
Dawn
Dawn.
is also not present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dawn's in her own little chamber.
Yeah.
But Shy,
Yeah.
theoretically.
Who appears to be the eldest or most high ranking amongst this group of Odas?
Yeah, there was one who was like blabbing on apparently last session. Remember? There was one who was like, there was a dinner being held, and one of them was like, "Oh, blah blah blah." Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. I remember.
I'm suggesting that one might be the most senior.
Sure.
The cocky one,
Did
yeah.
I?
John's like,
the cocky one. Did I write anything down
Cocky,
for
I
this person?
said,
Oh,
yeah.
cocky. That
Yeah, I
makes
sort of remember, but anyway. Yeah,
Sorry,
I'll
please, yes.
approach one of them. Pardon the intrusion, but I happened to come seeking guidance to the spirit world at a time where my fellow nationals, there's probably a word for that,
So
fellow hotmen.
fellow hotman. Yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah,
Are you wearing anything that would identify your clan?
no,
Okay.
not this time.
So you're wearing. I mean, it's not like everyone wears like clan identifying shit, but
No.
obviously you weren't wearing ceremonial clothes when
No,
you came in.
I didn't
so.
come here planning to beat myself. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
there's a specific chameleon or a peony. I just have to figure out which one.
Hey.
Chameleon
Welcome
or
Raiders.
peony.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That's
But yeah,
you. So as you approach this person, He looks you up and down and he says, well, absolutely, of course. You're a visitor as well. When was the last time that you were at home?
A little while yet. And so, I am seeking knowledge about the rest of our wonderful world and that beyond it.
I see. Do you have an appointment to go into the spirit realm?
No, but I was wondering if you wouldn't mind an extra party member. It does seem that... And I gesture over towards Yongsu, who doesn't look Fire Nation at all in his attire.
He's wearing, like, basically... he's wearing a fucking vest over a bare chest and, like, peasant's pants. Like, this dude does not belong with these people.
I was given the impression that this temple, at least, if not the excursions, are open to all. But it would be my honor to join if it wouldn't cause offense.
So, technically, you have to pay to get in.
I would have paid.
No. As in, to visit the spirit realm, you gotta pay. You gotta pay the
that's-
seekers to take your ass in.
I
So
now has access to cold hard cash.
Yes. money.
No, very much so. It's
Hard.
just, you very specifically, like you said that it's free to all. I'm just making sure that that's
sorry,
clear.
it's open to all. It's like free not in the monetary sense, but in this temple, if not the
Okay.
anyone can go on these excursions sort
Well,
of thing.
Except the poors.
No, I genuinely I think that the VIPs are the ones who also pay for like room and board. Like it's different levels of an experience.
Yeah, because they stayed over last night. They had the dinner, yada
the
yada.
fancy people get the welcoming
Yeah.
ceremony, get the nice chambers, get the tour led by a seeker rather than another acolyte, like that kind of stuff.
There's a certain
pants.
amount of self-selection going on here. It's not like they can give tours to everyone at all times to go into the spirit
No, of
realm.
course not.
Right.
Because then people would be like, sure, I'll go, and then they don't listen because they don't care. They didn't reserve for the
Yeah.
privilege.
Yeah.
Also, the Air Nation are the ones who are like, well, here you can tour the spirit, like the part of Republic City that's been reclaimed by the spirit world, like we saw that in Korra.
Yeah,
It exists.
yeah.
But you've done such a good job of like making yourself look like proper Fire Nation. I would be honored if you'd join us. I'm sure they won't mind one more.
I'm very happy to contribute towards any expenses.
Nonsense. And he doesn't look offended, but there's like his look is very much of a, if you offer me one more coin, I will be insulted.
And so Bao stops immediately. And if there's anything else that I can assist with, or any way that I can stay out of your way, I would be very happy to.
So Jai is in the room with you.
I have an idea for what this like mini ritual consists of.
Okay.
So this would be something that Dawn would do with everybody who comes in. Seated, she invites them to sit opposite her, cross-legged on the floor. Between them is a shallow, beautifully decorated dish of sand. So you put your hands flat palms down in the sand. Okay. And then Dawn places her hands on top of his. And
There's a slight shiver. His hands feel very cold when you lay them down. Of course, it is quite warm in here. The human body may actually be a little colder than you would expect.
Right.
she closes her eyes and takes a breath and bends the sand over both of their hands to encase them.
Are you locking them in?
No.
Okay, so you're not like turning the sand into stone.
No. It's like a
You just start tickling them.
she builds like a mini like kind of sand mound just over their hands. It's more symbolic than anything.
All right, sand mound.
Exactly. So the thing that I try to help people understand before they go to the spirit realm is that the answer is already present, or the question's already present within you. You just need to unearth it. Hence, excavating, like you're an archaeologist digging for answers, but in this case, you're digging for a question. So we sit here, you speak your question aloud, we find the wording that you're comfortable with, and then, well, then I'll tell you what happens next.
How do I make war while preserving the most life?
She looks thrown by that.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a big question.
I wouldn't ask to speak with spirits if I didn't think that it was important.
I didn't realize war was something that is on your mind.
It is always on my mind to prevent it, but at the same time understanding that war is inevitable. I do not wish to repeat the mistakes of the past. It's important to me that on the battlefield, the forces of good must win decisively, but with the least amount of loss of life.
The spirit realm has been greatly hurt by our human wars. I mean, our wars are the reason why the library is no longer accessible to us. They have strong opinions on our wars. You may not get the answer in the way that you hope. It's just my job to prepare your expectations.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Is this an appropriate question to ask?
All questions are appropriate to ask. It's not to me to judge your question. If you said, how could I use the spirit realm to build a weapon to vanquish my enemies, I would be honor bound to stop you, to withdraw my services as tour guide. Because that's not what we do. We don't facilitate harm to the spirit realm. If that was in any way in your mind...
No, never. I don't think that I could make war with the spirit realm.
And you don't seek to use it to further your own military gain.
I seek no military gain. I seek only to ensure that when war occurs, we can do so in the most humane way possible.
And you're convinced that war is inevitable.
There has never been a period in time where war did not occur. Sooner or later, it will happen.
Okay. Speak the question out loud one more time.
How can I make war while preserving the most life?
She takes another breath and bends the sand that covers their hands together and puts it in a pouch that's on a string. So it's kind of like a necklace. May I? She goes to put it over his head.
You just throw the sand in his eyes.
So this is your question, and it serves as an anchor both in our world and in the spirit realm. Hold it close, and the spirits will feel it.
I understand.
Why did you why did you ask for me to be your guide?
It is only with the young that we can truly make progress.
So just from our interaction yesterday?
That seems to be all he's willing to say. He stands up,
Damn.
bows. I trust you. I hope you can trust me. And then he turns and he walks out. The curtain, as it passes over, you can see that the next person who's supposed to go in is Young Soo, and he still has that spirit who's just hanging off his arm.
What the?
But then as he opens the curtain, he stops. So you can see his back, Young Soo, weird spirit. And then he sees you, cousin.
Oh.
And then the curtain closes behind him.
And I get up and start muttering closer.
Listen to me. Listen for me. Yeah.
Tong like gets up and scurries over with you, like carrying the little
So cute.
What are we doing? So Tong is like leaning very close to you and is trying their best to hear, but she's like, she doesn't know what she's listening for. Cousin.
Bao will nod to the group, to the person they were talking to, and turn their attention to John.
Jai.
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 Jai. I don't know why I put an N in there.
Z-H-A-I.
It's Kyung,
Yeah.
who's the seeker.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
X-H-A-I.
Jai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Z in the air.
Kyung's currently actually asking one of the other delegates to see if he could try a little bit of his puff brulee on top.
Ooh.
Oh my
That's so cute. Oh
There
my
are
God.
so many quirky individuals at this order, and I'm living
love
for
it.
it.
Well,
I'm
I
living.
kind of don't want to have like just a boring monastery where everyone's just like, we don't speak.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good way to not have to play a bunch of
Just
NPCs.
all Tenzins all the time. They don't do anything. They're kind of grumpy a lot.
That's
Just
judgy.
kids. Look.
Tenzin doesn't do anything.
Well, I just mean he's grumpy. He's grumpy. He's often grumpy.
We stand.
I'm very insulted by this.
Holy shit.
I'm here too.
Yay! We gotta check
Oh
this
shit,
out.
time.
Air blast.
Oh!
Bat will approach Jai.
Jai's eyebrow is very delicately raised. Just the one.
Seems our paths have crossed once more.
I didn't expect to see you here. I didn't expect to find you anywhere. How have you been?
Well, thank you.
What have
Yourself.
you learned?
Plenty. And it seems we are both seeking knowledge in the same place today.
Yes. What kind of knowledge are you seeking, Bao?
What kind of knowledge are you seeking, Jai?
So there's this moment where the other delegates, not now, but the other delegates, there's a bit of like a, oh shit, what's going on? Because he's the outsider in their group as well. And then there's this person, and one of them has just been like, oh yeah, you can totally join us. That'd be sweet. Fellow Fire Nation, all going in. One of the other acolytes indicates to you, it's your turn.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Thank you. I'll.
I'm sorry, sir. Could you move aside to allow another to come in? Oh, yeah, sure. And
Bao steps aside.
I bow in reverence, and then I'm making my way.
Don
Downtown.
sprints back
Yeah, I'm
to be
making my way to the
perfectly
curtain.
in position.
As you look in, the first thing that you notice that there's one single sandal that has been left behind on the ground.
I would probably go to pick it up and offer it to whoever's like
So
retreating
the thing
back.
is, Tong isn't supposed to be seen. She's
Uh-oh.
literally crouched behind, and she's there just to make sure that everything's fine and to hold like the seeker's robes. So she can be seen. She's not supposed to be.
Okay.
But you hear behind you, just very quietly, oh no.
Oh, how silly of me. I lost my sandal on the other side of the room. Could you pass it here, good sir?
Youngsu's like, doesn't seem to be your size. Yeah, I put it in.
You're
I put it
very
in Don's hand.
kind, and I tuck it under my robes through behind to the back.
So while Youngsu is sitting down, you can feel that like there's a certain low level groping action, not the intimacy groping, but just like somebody trying to get through a whole bunch of layers of fabric to find a sandal and then pull it out without making too much of a. But like, there's definitely some shifting going on.
Yeah, then Don tries to adjust to make. Oh, just have to get comfortable. These floors can be so covered. How? Hello.
I feel like Youngsu is just staring, what are we doing here?
Please place your hands in the ceremonials, and then we proceed.
Plonk.
Bunch of the sand sort of sloshes over the side.
Sorry.
Bend it back in. Sand.
Oh, you're doing a scene. Go ahead.
Are
Sorry.
you a part of this delegation now?
Seems that way.
Excellent. I look forward to hearing about your travels as we go through the spirit realm.
And your continued education.
Yes. Yes, my continued education. Tell me, have you come to your senses yet? There's so much we can accomplish if we work together.
How's your... I want to name a firebending technique that is specific to the finer control.
Scorched needles.
How's your scorched needle these days?
Oh, actually, here's a
Yeah.
question. Are you specifically looking for a technique that you know he does not do well, or so scorched needles?
Something that he
That's what he was doing with the
Right,
K.
yeah. Specifically.
Fuck. Rough.
Challenging. Tell me, how is your scooting? And then some of the other delegates are like, oh, airbender.
So no, that's
no, they don't. He
that
doesn't know.
Specifically Bao left when they started airbending and got the hell out of town.
All right, so rewind.
Retcon.
How's your not bending?
yeah, exactly. I was prepared for like technology
Your
shit.
non-core life.
Yeah.
And tell me,
Goblin Core.
your devices, they've found a use yet?
You tell me. How's the business?
Suffering without you. We could use you back home.
Perhaps.
So, he's calling you out. He's trying to call you out to live of your principle of progress. To be able to come home and then use your technology to help benefit the family.
Interesting.
Do
they succeed?
So you can resist shifting your balance.
Yeah. So there's deny a call out?
Yeah, so this would this would be denying a call out. You're right.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, if you want to.
you would roll
Theoretically.
with that principle,
Which is 0 at the moment.
At the moment is 0. On a hit, you have to act as they say, or you mark a fatigue. Or on a 10 plus, the words hit hard, and you must also shift your balance.
Miss, I stand wrong. Great. I'm going to attempt to deny a call out.
Nice.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I guess
Your
my question
success is what you don't want.
Yeah, so, but my question is, calling someone out... Oh, they don't roll.
Yeah,
Of course, they
I
don't
can't roll.
Right. I was like, wait, but doesn't he roll first? But there's no rolling for
Because
the
we
S.
can also call someone out, yeah.
Oof. That is a 4.
That's
That
what
is
you want.
Oh, yeah.
You stand strong. You clear a condition, clear one fatigue, or shift your balance. Your choice.
I currently have no fatigue
Or conditions.
or conditions, so my question is if I want to shift my balance. And if so...
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Feels like he's, calling you to live up to tradition?
No,
No,
he's
he
calling
said
to live up
towards
to
progress.
Progress.
Mm.
He is
I missed that.
specifically he's interested in her tech.
Yeah. And he's been talking about wanting to make
I
waves.
can leave my balance.
Although that's actually tradition for him, right?
Like, the
'Cause
thing is, it's the family tradition of, like, specifically using things to our advantage to gain better footing for us.
Yeah. Whereas progress is the political aspirations of the family, as I understood it. Was it progress to be political or progress to be war?
Military is more newer and more progress.
So then, yes, it's progress that he's calling you towards. He's calling you to use your technology to assist the family in its military.
Okay.
Not war. I should be clear.
Yeah.
It's the military. They're not planning a war, to anyone's knowledge.
I was gonna say we don't technically know that yet, but
So you can choose to shift your balance if you like, but you don't
I'm
have
gonna leave it for now.
to. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. For
Tell you
that.
what, in the rest of the scene, if you choose, I will let you shift your
Great.
balance. One way or the other.
So, he just, how's your technology or something like that? Was what he asked.
He specifically, like, how are your devices working? When are you coming home so that we can use them to our advantage? The family needs you.
Perhaps I am serving in a way you don't comprehend.
You hear a very low ooh.
Oh, Bao would have been making an effort to keep this. Like, I'm fine with that, but I am going to say that Bao has been making an effort to make this not an open spat in front of the other delegation.
So I am
Yeah,
not
great.
retconning this. You
Great.
definitely
Yeah.
heard- The other delegates are not paying attention. Like they're
Yeah.
they're
It's
paying attention, but they don't
specifically-
hear. But Kyung can hear.
That's fine. It's specifically the idea of airing Sawan dirty laundry in front of the Odas is like a big no-no that wouldn't be done. But like, yeah.
But this confrontation,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah.
He's eating a lightly scorched puff now, off to the side.
Incredible.
Bao throws a slight smile towards Kyung.
So Kyung, towering over everybody in the room at the moment, just lets out a big and pops the puff in his mouth.
No, and Bao
One of the
is-
navigator's tuts.
Bao is going to reach to take Jai's arm in a sort of like, let's talk, and like a little bit further away from everyone.
So we're gonna put that on pause.
Don looks absolutely desperate to go to the curtain and keep eavesdropping, but manages to stay seated.
Thanks.
Just lock him in the sand.
Hey,
Oh no, malfunction!
That's not how bending works.
Places her hands on top of his, repeats the spiel of the question is inside you. You just need to unearth it. Speak your question aloud.
How do I depose the greatest threat to Republic City? This guy has a question too, I think. But I don't speak spirit. Sorry, buddy. I don't know. I'm sorry. I go to pet him and then I'm like, oh right, the sand. I just
Ceremonial
shit,
sand.
Jesus.
With your face.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to be a bit more specific than that. What in your mind is the greatest threat to Republic City?
Councilwoman Takada.
So,
And there's like venom in the voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
so you seek to depose Councilwoman Takada.
She has caused untold suffering in the Earth Kingdom and possibly around the world. She needs to know what she's done.
In fact, you know that she will be present. You heard this on the radio, that she'll be present at the spirit portal around when you're going to be headed there.
No, I heard on the radio that she's gonna be there around the time when we are.
Well, then maybe I don't need to ask the spirits anything.
Oh, no member of my delegation is gonna be starting a fight right outside or inside the spirit portal. Absolutely not.
It doesn't have to.
I'm going to ask that you shift your balance towards tradition.
Not tradition.
Yeah, whatever.
Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freedom and roll.
Oh,
so
roll.
one towards roll.
How about I get the right
That
fucking
means I'm
principle?
balanced now. Hooray!
Hey!
Am I gonna have a problem with you?
I don't know.
I'm really sorry, but that's not good enough. I have the authority to eject you from the tour group if you cannot behave yourself.
I'm now Oda's guest. And he like rolls his eyes.
And
like,
I'm
I don't
the
know.
boss here right now. So, maybe your question is... Is it really revenge that you're after, or is it a sense of peace?
I don't know if I can achieve peace without revenge. And I don't know how to explain this to you in a way that is simpler than this. Making sure that Councilwoman Takata understands what she's done is my entire life. I have nothing else.
How can I communicate the gravity of her crimes to Councilwoman Takata? How does that sound?
Sounds like words I probably wouldn't use. But how can I communicate?
How can I make her understand that what she did was wrong?
How can I make her understand that what she did was wrong? I don't.
You don't
He doesn't.
like it.
He doesn't sound like he believes it.
You don't like it. I can tell.
I'm gonna shift your balance towards force.
Oh. Puts me to 2. Yeah.
How can I face her again? How can I face Councilwoman Takata
Yeah.
while maintaining my own peace?
We could leave it at that last part.
You're
I just
leaving, I
whispered.
can already tell you're mentally leaving out that last part.
How can I face Councilwoman Takata while maintaining my peace? I hope the spirits have an answer.
I say this to everybody. May not be the answer you expect or the answer you want, but they will give you an answer.
Thanks, you're a great seeker. And then I think he's gonna be like, you know, like, oh, and then I turn back quickly. I don't know if this little guy wants to just go back to the spirit world or if he has a question. Do you talk to them, or?
He is welcome to go through and seek a question of the sand. But he may do things differently, and it is for him to decide.
That's fair. You don't seek for spirits.
Exactly.
That
He is
They've
welcome
already
here.
seeked.
He may join our delegation or not.
error, incorrect input detected.
Yeah,
I am not the boss of him. Just a few.
that's right. Wait.
I am gonna say that might be a good time for us to take a 5-minute break,
Yeah.
something like that.
I just shifted my balance. I was thinking about it, and so I too shifted my balance.
To
Tradition.
towards tradition.
Towards tradition, yes.
All right.
Radish.
So, folks, we're going to do a
Nice.
thing. We understand that if you aren't subscribed to our channel, you are subject to ads, which we don't like. So when we go to our break, which is right now, you may be served some ads. This is so that hopefully you won't be served ads while we're playing. So otherwise, we are going to take 5 minutes. It's probably a good time for you to go get a snack or, you know, stand up, stretch your legs. Maybe your dog wants to go outside. I don't know, but we'll be here.
Thank you, 5. Oh, critter. Very good. Clap, 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 clap,
Thank
clap.
you, 5.
Yay!
That's nice. I like that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this.
Is
Go
anyone
for
not
it.
planning on leaving and
I'll
need
break
something?
after.
John, do
Yeah.
you need anything?
I'm great, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So that mean I could beat up Councilwoman Takata. Oh my god, the spirit. Oh my god.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
No shit.
It feels sort of weird that, like, there's definitely going to be people out there who cannot hear normal, but, like, that's been that way for this whole time. Hey, Twitch, if you're listening, these ads suck.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. I get it if you have to run the ads, fine, but, like...
Well, it's just... The fact is they've weaponized pre-rolls. Thank you for the follow,
Velkfruit.
Wish you didn't have. You are probably subject to ads right now unless you have Nitro.
Nitro.
Or no, that's Discord. What's Turbo?
Twitch Turbo still a thing?
Still exists. Poog mentioned that he still has it.
Oh shit.
Specifically because he hates ads. But yeah, it's specifically that they've weaponized pre-rolls. That if you run ads, yeah, that also works. Thumbs up. That's fair.
Well done, Velkfruit. Why is there a mute?
That's an indication that they are currently watching but not listening.
Oh, watching without audio.
Which, I mean, sometimes people have captions on or whatever. But yeah.
Do we still have captions on?
I don't know.
We may have to turn
It's a
captions
thing you
back
can
on.
select also, because yeah, they're little icons you can select and stuff. But yeah, because
Oh, okay, Velkfruit.
that's
Fair
cool.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, specifically, they have used it that if you choose to force ads on people, then you get a break from pre-rolls. And pre-rolls are one of the biggest barriers to people who come in a raid to actually want to sit there and join it, rather than being like, oh, yeah, what's this cool chat? 1 of 3, 30 seconds each. Maybe I'll just go do something else. Yeah.
Also, Twitch just had a bunch of layoffs too.
Well, every big tech company had a bunch of layoffs because they did record hiring so that they could
Yeah.
critical, negative.
Oh well.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. This way, at least, we sort of control when they happen, mostly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this raid came in at 6:10, which means it would have been 5 minutes after our cooldown, or
Yeah.
10 minutes after our cooldown, or whatever. But it is what it is.
Still cool to get rated though.
Yeah,
Which,
super
thank
cool.
you.
Thank
I
you.
mean, part of the problem is that if we're playing, we kind of don't want to interrupt
Yeah.
playing because,
Yeah.
like, you know, you're here to watch us play, but it's still really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Well,
so
well, well.
suave.
What? Was it?
That slide in, yeah.
Ooh, thank you.
Skill. All right, that means the ads are over. I've timed that little info box to disappear. So welcome back, anyone that was subjected to an ad break.
Oh.
We were just talking about ads and that they suck.
Yeah.
And how we're not super thrilled. Not super thrilled with the old ad situation, but
Yeah. Perhaps we'll move over to a different platform. A live platform. What I mean is literally we just perform live in front of an audience. And you can come and watch us for real.
yeah, that'll be great for all of our like European friends.
I know. Well, they'll
all
have
of
to
our-
fly over.
like,
Sorry, guys.
We've had a few Australians join us, you know, like
I had a dream the other night that we were doing a session at like Montreal Comic Con. It was wild. It was just the 4 of us. It wasn't even like a, Critical Role sort of sized cast or whatever. It's just the 4 of us. Playing a game in front of people? Pretty wild.
I mean, you probably could.
Yeah, I'm not saying you couldn't. I just think it's fun. Oh,
Funny enough,
Kung Fu.
I got an email this morning through the LARP's page that was like, "Do you want to play Mark Rainhagen's like new game about vampires?" Because he was the one who originally did Vampire the Masquerade. He's the originator of the storyteller system.
Whoa. But has obviously moved into a different kind of sphere and so on.
Yeah, it's his own company. Kung Fu Fenris, I don't think you need to worry. Dude still owes me $20.
Lol.
I don't think you have to worry. The setting is one that it was described. What was it described as? If Vampire Hunter D met Vampire the Masquerade in the world of Game of Thrones.
It's an awful lot of darkness for me personally. I like my games with a little bit of levity.
I mean, maybe, but
Yeah.
it's too many worlds. I'm inclined to agree. Did you also get that message? I'm not sure if you get those messages.
Sorry, Liz.
The one from the LARP's webpage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Also, like, odd timing on that one.
It was.
It's funny.
But, like, if you want to arrange an interview, we totally could with Mark Rainhagen. And the thing is, if I did, I'd just be like, I'd want to talk about all the stuff he doesn't want to talk about.
That's
I want
it,
to talk
right?
about like the old world of darkness. So I don't play Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah. I mean, I play something adjacent, I suppose, quite often. But that's me. That's me.
I'm slightly cold. Bye.
Hi, slightly cold. I'm Dad.
Oh, very good, by the way. Very good. I love pulling that one out whenever I can. Good times.
It's a little weird when it's you, it's your partner that you're like,
that's
I'm
a good-
Dad.
Yeah, that's fair. The joke is. Oh, that's fair, Requiem. Yeah, no, that's legit, honestly. Good point.
Are there folks who can temperature wise? We do have the technology to change.
We have the technology.
John seems to be warm.
I am
He's
good. I'm good.
cooling his
How
heels.
could you tell?
For those viewers who can't see, John's feet are in a little tub of ice right now and just splish-splashing around.
Oh, man.
There are rubber duckies in the tub of ice.
Part of me would say I wish, but I think ice water, I'd probably be like,
Oh, that's a bit
Yeah.
much, eh?
it'd be a lot.
Just cool water then. How's that? Anyway,
All right.
so I asked my question. Or sorry, I have my question that I've asked of the spirit world, and I was like, okay, thank you, great, you're a great seeker. Bye. Then I've left.
You've been here this whole time. Republic City.
Could I ask you to hit the break button again? Just because it didn't toggle for me, so
Break
I would just
over.
start another ad break if I tried it.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
No.
I have been.
Why?
Somewhere different and yet not so different. It's just another city.
What do you have to gain here? We had everything set up for you back home.
And yet, home has such small borders these days.
Your research is so important, Bao. We need you.
My research. I'm going to quote the name of the person from my backstory.
Wherever they are.
Another cousin that was the head of the research division.
Nico. Cousin!
Hey,
Go
let's go
bowling!
bowling. Yeah.
I'll find it in a moment, but yeah.
Sure.
What are they? Have they retired at a young age?
It isn't about that. Look, if you needed to come out here to find yourself or whatever, that's fine, but you're missed. We could really use you.
Isn't it curious that our family hasn't hidden my absence, even though it would be a sign of weakness?
You know that I don't make the decisions like that.
Wouldn't it be an interesting tactical move to advertise my absence as if it was accidental?
Is that what's happened?
Secrets run deep among our family.
More than you might know.
The NPC would be Kaisuke.
Kaisuke? Okay.
Yeah.
I realized I just said Kaisuke? Okay.
Nice.
I'm sure there's plenty that I do not know. And my distance has cut me off. But there are answers here. There's opportunity here. There's technology here. This is where all the corporations have centered themselves. Where else will we find the best for us?
You realize that you won't be able to hide here for very much longer.
No, I didn't count on you being part of this excursion.
I'm not going to go back and snitch. I'm not going to tell them where you are. I just know that anybody who's anybody these days is going to have to set up in Republic City at one point or another.
Correct.
Part of the reason I'm here is to consult with the spirits, but that's not really why I'm here. I was sent to take in the city, to find out whether it would be a suitable place for expansion. But I see that I was beaten to it. This could work in your favor. You could come home. Reveal to everybody that you were here in advance because you had a vision of
Don't
where we
tell
could...
me what I've already decided. You say this, I understand that now that it has been revealed, it seems obvious to you. But these are the plans that have been set in motion for quite some time.
At some point, you're going to have to fall in line.
I'm already in line. Shy, practice yours. And a bow. And change of posture that implies that an amicable conversation has just ended, and Bow's gonna wander over towards the platter of sweet buns.
Puffs.
Puffs.
They're
Perhaps they're
puffs.
also
They're
puffs.
full of air and also an emulsion.
Sweet.
They probably would taste a little better if they were scorched on top. Little puff brulee. As you exit the tent, now is the last one. Was it all right?
Yeah. Yes.
Of course. She notices clocks Bao over at the table, looks at them, looks back. That's one. And here's the other. And she very gracefully sweeps into the tent, or tent room, curtained off area.
Yeah. Yeah. I look down at the spirit and just go, yeah, we're in trouble, buddy. Come on, let's get you some puffs. Sorry, let's get us some puffs. Exactly. You stranger.
Woman with a short cropped pixie cut swoops in very elegantly, sits down onto her knees in front of you, and she reaches forward with her hands as if she knew exactly where to go and places them onto the dish.
As with all the others, Dawn places her hands on top. Takes maybe a deeper breath than with the others before closing her eyes and letting the sand bend over them.
Her hands are the warmest of any that you've felt so far today.
This ritual is to help you speak the question that you have for the spirits out loud. The question's already present in you, but it is up to you to unearth it. And that's what we're going to do together. Do you have a question in mind already?
I do, but I have one for you first.
All right.
Is my question confidential? You hear a little eep from behind you. She, by the way, is also equally sworn to whatever you decide is your level of secrecy.
Myself and Tong, who is the attendant today, we are both duty-bound to respect confidentiality unless it threatens the safety of the Order, the Temple, the Spirit Realm, or our persons.
Of course. How do I protect the mirror scale?
Ding.
I do not need to understand the context of your question. If you understand it, if it is clear in your mind, then the spirits will grasp it. But if there is any more context or clarity that you think they would benefit from,
They would know.
How do I protect the mirror scale?
The mirror scale.
All right. And when she says it out loud again,
Done.
pauses.
Just as you are like halfway through your motion. Done. It's critical that no one else in the delegation knows.
Sometimes when spirits give answers to questions, they are not so discreet. If that is a concern, you would have done better to book a solo expedition.
Then perhaps I should.
That's
That would be weird at this point. She's been through the ceremony. Everyone's expecting her to go through, and of course, they're all of
Yeah.
they're her fucking family.
Is it really something that the rest of your clan cannot know about?
I am in pursuit.
It was roll credits moment, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, because somebody said the
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 mirror
title of
scale.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
Movie title.
I am in pursuit of someone who I believe can lead me to the mirror scale. They have hired me to find it. I don't want them to have it.
Dawn forgets all protocol in this moment, and she's like, wait, someone hired you, but you want to find it before the person who hired you?
Now, Tong, by the way, is now leaning into your back. Like, she's trying to eavesdrop, except she's not doing it right. She's pressing her ear against, like, your back, as if, like, she can hear perfectly well.
Silly goose.
Hearing the gurgling of the prune juice. It's not prune juice,
Oh.
the cordial or whatever.
Can you repeat your question?
So, hold on. Someone hired you. No, who hired you?
My clan hired me.
Your clan hired you to find someone who could bring you to the mirror scale.
Yes.
And you want to protect it from your clan?
Yes. It's imperative that they do not know.
Dawn stares at her intently, trying to use the fact that their hands are still clasped to gauge how sincere now Oda seems in this moment.
All right. Here, I'm going to suggest that what you're doing is guiding and comforting.
Okay.
You're trying to guide her towards
Confiding.
confiding. So let's give that a shot. You can roll with harmony. Oh, look, you just bought it up. How
Sure
about
did.
that?
That is 14, my friend.
So you rolled a 12.
I did.
A natch.
A natch 12. Oh, and it's such pleasing symbols, too.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus.
The Avatar role-playing dice.
So because of that, if they embrace your guidance and comfort, you may shift their balance.
Ooh.
So here's the thing. So if they can embrace your guidance and comfort, they can clear a condition or fatigue, and you may ask one question which they must answer honestly. Or they're going to shut you down, they inflict a condition on you, and you shift their balance in response.
Okay.
Can I trust you? I was told you were a seeker. I was told that you were not only a seeker, but that you were someone who was not so duty-bound as to be wrapped up in your order.
I understand that there are moments when my path might deviate from that the order has set for me, but there are things that cannot be deviated from.
You hear bells from the outside. The ceremony is ending. You have limited time.
Like that, for example. I am bound to this place.
But not entirely. And there's just the slightest hint of panic creasing her eyes.
Not entirely, no.
Then what do I do?
I need more information. I want to help you beyond the spirit realm. Their help will take their own form. But I can offer help in a different fashion, but I need to know who and how I'm helping.
I'll tell you what I can when I can. So, you may ask a question, and you may also shift her balance.
Okay.
Her drive...
Ooh.
I'll just make sure that everybody has their pens out.
Thanks.
Her drive is... protect the future. By future, I don't mean the time. I mean youth, the progress of nations. Protect.
The concept, not the...
Yeah, protect the concept of the future, not like the actual time.
We're not going back to the future, for example.
Ba, 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 ba.
I mean, I'm not mad.
So we get to meet Avatar Kyoshi.
Yay!
Everyone's
You can
favorite
step
Avatar.
on me, you're so tall.
When this sky bison reaches 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Okay, so remind me, if I'm shifting an NPC's balance because they don't have a scale.
They can.
They can.
They can, but not all of them do. They will have principles, just like you, but they only have one. So you can shift them either away from that principle or towards that principle.
Um,
But you can also ask a question which they'll answer honestly.
the person you're looking for, do you mean them harm?
You hear another clanging of bells. I don't know. It depends on what he's doing and why. If he is delivering the mirror scale to the wrong people for the wrong reasons, I may need to take steps. She looks pained while she's saying this.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of violence doesn't appeal to her. But there's determination in her eyes.
Okay. This has been fucking telling. Damn.
Yeah, so just so you can see, like,
Oh,
this
thank
is how
you.
an NPC's balance track goes. It's just 0 to max of whatever their principle is.
Whatever their principle is. So in this case, her principle is protect the future.
Yes.
Yeah, like a drive would be like I guess a goal, and then
Yeah, so the principle in this case, so that's her drive. The principle here would be more protect.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, guard,
Perfect.
protect, yeah, perfect, yeah.
So if you were to push it forward, then, because you can push somebody off their balance track, even though they don't have, it's not a balance track.
Right.
You can have them tip over. You can't tip them over the other way.
Right.
You can't, because
Yeah,
it doesn't
negative.
exist. Yeah, you can't put them in the negative, but you can push them more towards the tip of that. So you can shift if you so choose to have her
Good question, by the way.
isolate protection further.
Great. Right. Dawn kind of like remembers herself and collects the sand into the pouch and puts it up. Thank you for your honesty.
She seems a little bit like dazed, as if she didn't realize that she was going to be that honest. And then as she gets up and she starts to leave, you hear under her breath, it's must be the heat. And then she heads out. And then Tong is vibrating behind you with excitement.
You okay back there?
What just happened?
Sometimes people's questions surprise them.
And then a navigator pokes his head in. There's a late edition.
Oh, of course. Send them in.
Bow.
How unusual.
Well,
How unusual.
allow themselves to be ushered in.
Oh, hello,
Oh, hello.
stranger.
Apologies for tacking myself on at the very last moment. I hope that it will not disturb your process too much.
Not at all. Am I to understand that you asked the delegation's approval and they gave it? I gestured to them to
Correct.
sit.
The Yodas seem amenable with my inclusion.
And what about the member of the delegation who is not of the Oda clan? I'm asking it, but I'm trying to...
made no protest.
Would you say your exchange was...
Unless you mean the gentleman in the other colors. I haven't sought his permission.
No,
but he
no,
was
the other, the Fire Nation.
sharing some puffs with me without comment.
Right.
So all seems
Are you wearing
correct.
green, Young Soo?
Yeah, probably. That seems
That's
appropriate.
Great.
an Earth Kingdom action.
Earth Kingdom boy.
He's proud of where he's from.
Yeah, that's cool.
A lot of people tend to color
Yeah.
coordinate based on where they're from.
It's cute, eh?
Yeah.
It's also very visually helpful for the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've spoken to all the members of the delegation?
No, not everyone individually. I hope that is acceptable.
No, yes, it is. Anyway, so we're finding a question together. Speak it aloud.
This is a question for the spirits.
The spirits, yes. And I will help you find words that you are comfortable with that I feel they will be more amenable to. When you're ready.
My apologies.
No, it's fine.
Well,
No. It can be here.
How can I? Bring balance to the force. Shit. I'm sorry.
How many roads
Yeah.
must a bow walk down?
Sorry, folks.
No, it's all good.
I should have braced for this sooner.
All right, I'm gonna turn it back to Young Soo for a second here.
is currently sampling puffs, trying not to eat too many of them, despite the fact that it's free food.
Now steps outside. She looks disconcerted.
I would tilt my head and,
Excellent. You all accompanying us still, I trust.
Yeah, yes,
Wonderful. Could you do me a favor?
of course.
Could you take my arm again? She offers her elbow.
I am suspicious, but do so. Yeah.
Thank you. It makes appearances a bit easier.
I see. Do you need any air? I gesture towards the door.
Yes. It's quite warm in here.
I'll
Which is an odd thing for a firebender to say.
very much so. Yeah. I'll start moving us towards the door. Is everything all right? I didn't find any of the questions too personal, but perhaps it's individual. Perhaps it's for everybody.
She's not what I expected.
Ah,
Neither of them are what I expected.
I see.
We're headed over quite soon. Are you ready? Do you need anything else? We brought some provisions. I'm sure that we can share them with you.
Thank you.
She glances down at your feet. It's almost as if she's like, is he one of those people who go around barefoot all the time?
Yeah, he's one of those people who goes around barefoot all the time. Yeah.
Fucking Earth Kingdom. Are you a bender?
No, I'm a survivor. Yes!
Siri, play Destiny's Child.
Yes!
I'm a spy.
Be good. We need to bust that out. Good.
A survivor.
I don't know. Well, you know.
I love it.
Do you have a question?
Yes.
Back to you.
Maybe to be better phrased, but yeah. How can I stride forward confidently without rejecting that which has brought me to this?
That question seems to affect Don quite a bit. How do you follow your own path without ignoring all that came before? That's a good question. Sorry, I'm not supposed to judge anyone on the questions, but that was a really good question. Is that tone? Right. Is that wording satisfactory to you?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking it.
From outside, you start hearing the navigator say, "We'll be proceeding towards the spirit portal. If everybody could make sure that you've brought everything that you need. We're just finishing up with our last question." Our last question, as if he's like, "There's
Daring.
how many
Is
more
anyone else
people are
joining
gonna
this
fucking
thing?"
Join this goddamn.
Incredible.
Wow.
Welcome.
Drop some commands.
Drop
for
some
you.
knowledge.
To mark the end of the one-on-ones, Dawn fills a pouch of her own and puts it around her neck.
Cute. Do you always have your own question to ask?
No, her path, her sand is actually to make a path to lead them back out.
Okay.
Ceremonial sand.
I guess I can't tell anybody about what I just heard.
No, that's very important.
Oh,
You have to respect. You have to respect the confidentiality.
I know. I swore all these oaths.
I know.
Even Yating?
Even Yating. Yating wouldn't even want you to tell them. I think they like the mystery.
Yating snuck out yesterday.
Oh.
Oh my god. All right, I have to go and thank you, kind person, for. Oh. Are you still there? I wasn't sure.
Oh, I don't think so.
If you are, I thank you. If
Yeah,
you're not,
whatever.
I
Out
don't.
of sequence, whatever is an appropriate point in this sequence.
And then Dawn is gonna bolt up to her room to change.
Kyung spoke highly of you. Would be something Bao said before leaving.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Like,
Kyung's like, hello.
He just needs to learn to shut the fuck up during it.
Big
God.
blowout.
But someone blow
Make some
yeah.
applaud.
Ah,
Oh, I
shit.
love that guy. God damn it.
That fucking guy.
He's so charming.
Yeah.
It is tradition to walk in single file from the temple to the spirit portal. But the thing is, when you leave the temple, there's already a crowd that is starting to head towards the portal itself.
That doesn't sound good.
I wonder who attracted the crowd.
Dawn makes a point of turning to
the
look
sea-proof
right
guy.
at Young
Yeah,
Soo
totally.
and give him a warning glare.
What did I say? Did I say I wasn't going to do anything? Did I promise that? I can't remember. Sorry.
You see a few people bustle by. They're carrying, the large cameras with the big flash bulbs.
Oh, yeah.
Fedora hats. Out of the way! Press! We gotta make sure that we get there in time!
Ugh.
And then, from a very loud speaker, you hear, "I'm so glad that everyone's here, so that we can see where the next step in evolution of Republic City will take place. The spirit portal." It is, of course, Councilwoman Takata. Yeah. She is standing in front of a makeshift podium. The spirit portal itself is basically in the middle of a fucking crater, right?
Yeah.
So raked seating.
Nice. Easy. Raked seating. Very good.
She is dressed in the Republic City purple, but also with a big green stripe sash right across her chest. We have seen what we can do when we civilize the worlds around us. Perhaps it is time for us
crunch.
to see the spirit portal, see our own incursion. They have adapted to life here in Republic City. It is time for us to see if we can adapt the spirit world for our own needs.
If I can catch Dawn's eye.
She is not looking at you now.
Okay.
She's just watching the councilwoman, like, mouth open.
I'm announcing an initiative to... And then, like, there's just a swarm of press that are pressing in. Does this mean that you're going to get together a task force to try to invade? No, this isn't an invasion. We are merely exploring how we might be able to live in the spirit world just as they have lived in ours. But that sounds like an invasion. No, it isn't an invasion. Has this already been approved by the rest of the Republic City Council? And what about President Moon? It is my hope that others will hear my message and bring it to President Moon. That we can all see how we can benefit from the spirit world for all.
Young-Soo has, if we were progressing in single file, and
Yeah.
We were, although Dawn would have stopped at one point, and maybe everyone bumped into her.
It's like a little domino situation. He's currently grasping his staff and just kind of in a
Little staff grasp.
the old staff grasp, in a sort of almost meditative way, is like gently kind of screwing and unscrewing the pieces that would come apart to form a 3-section staff, just in a way of trying to control himself.
Lands that resist change are lands that fall fallow. After all, we've seen the enormous strides we've made in the Earth Kingdom. Think about how much happier the residents of such cities as Kinest, Angong, and Tuville are now that they have been introduced to a modern way of life. The spirits will equally feel at home when we introduce modern life to their lands.
How do I stop myself from
Bao
going to
is
talk to her
going
right now?
to break file and reach out to the little spirit that's presumably still on your wrist,
Yeah.
and just like reach a little finger out towards it.
It looks at the finger and then, like, numbs it. It
But-
doesn't really have teeth, so it can't bite down, so it feels like someone gumming your finger.
He's a cutie. Do you want him?
I think he is going to make his own choice, as will all.
Right.
The navigator leans close to you. You are still able to proceed into the spirit realm.
Yeah.
I just,
Excuse me.
yeah.
What does the Avatar think of this plan? We haven't yet consulted with the Avatar.
Of course you fucking haven't.
Moving
Okay.
on, everyone. I'm gonna proceed to the portal.
Have you consulted with the spirits already to find out how they feel about this initiative? Why do I always talk like this?
It's a reporter. Don't,
Yeah, that's how they sound.
Yeah, that's what reporters sound like.
understand.
Everybody knows it. This is how reporters sound.
Right, Elizabeth? The person who was playing somebody's dirty.
Ma, 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 ma.
There you go. That's how you book the role.
Bam.
Oh, I'm pregnant.
Double whammy. What a scoop.
What a scoop.
Page 1 material.
Bao will fall back in line.
I don't see how Young-Soo isn't just constant, strong, furious eye contact with Takata the whole way. I don't know where we're going.
Takata just looks right through you.
That's disgusting.
Dawn is putting all
Does
of her
not
focus
see you,
into
does not
stepping.
notice you. You are
Fucking die.
not even. In fact, I have personally met with all the residents of Angong.
And
Oh, sorry. Yes, Andong.
And Dong?
My
Oh,
apologies,
not Gong, Dong.
Yeah,
All
sorry,
right. Andong. No, we're keeping it. Angong.
Okay, done.
oh, like don't even know the
gross.
Yeah. We're keeping it.
name. Can a random person in the crowd peep up to correct her and she ignore it?
Actually, it's.
Are you a random person in the crowd?
No, I'm not. I mean, I am.
I
but
might be.
No, I'm not good.
I
at
have
it.
met with all the residents of Angong, and I assure you that they are all much happier. Surely the spirits will as well. This is a lie.
This is yes. I.
To your knowledge, she hasn't met with any of them. Ever. Maybe the mayor. To inform him that, like, we're building a superhighway through your town.
Without even thinking, Young-Soo just yells out from the group. Councilwoman Takata, how can we share your message of civilization far and wide?
Encourage your representatives to speak with President Moon. Let her know that this is the future. It cannot be avoided. But if we embrace it now, we can reap the benefits sooner.
At the mention of the future, I immediately whirl around to look at now. Because I know what she cares about.
Now is doing a remarkable job of trying not to look at Takata. She's instead focused on the spirit portal, but you can see that her fingernails are digging into her palms.
Tuck that away for later.
Angong is the future. Or it was, while it still existed.
I'm hate it so much. Like obviously, I'm here for it, kids.
Like,
I'm really here for it.
That still exists.
Young-Soo will try to cover his face as he spits violently at the ground. Just in some bare attempt to keep up an appearance, but a really angry crash at the ground.
One of the reporters seems to take note of this and starts approaching your line.
Nope, not looking at that one. Just not looking.
Oh, it looks like
Bao will raise their head to try to, like, pull the reporter away from Furious McGee.
I'll take the name. Furious McGee.
you're traveling with some sort of order to head into the spirit world? Are you here to deliver the message from Councilwoman Takata?
No.
Fuck no. Under my breath. Somewhere behind.
Who are you, and why are you headed into the spirit world today?
We are an official group from the Order of Passage.
Ah, the temple that's a few blocks yonder.
That's right. And we will happily provide an interview. Perhaps you could make arrangements at the temple proper.
Absolutely. Are you in favor of Councilwoman Takata's proposal?
I'm afraid we cannot speak on behalf of the Order at this time. We have an important tour to attend to. Thank you very much. I continue walking.
But he spat on the ground.
It's a very warm day. As though he does something.
May have eaten too
Bubbled
many
up
of their
and-
delicious puffs, and I go to reach a hand under his elbow
Yep,
to help him
I'm-
stand up.
Just moving along.
So I'm going to ask,
Just moving along.
Yeah.
is the Seeker traditionally the first or the last to enter the spirit portal?
So she leads the way to the portal, steps through the portal, and then stands by the entrance on the other side to usher people through.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
what she does. Approaches the portal, and when everyone is there, and she counts about 3 times
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of all
yeah,
the new
yeah,
additions.
yeah.
She steps through.
It's a quote ad.
That's the ticket.
Ta-da! Got it.
Almost fucking everybody.
It's just wishful thinking on the Canadians' part because
Can
it's
confirm.
Blizzard? What
it
blizzard?
snowed today. My
That's
God.
okay. Just wait a few months and then we'll all be like, it is too fucking hot today.
Gross.
The humidity. I'm like, it's not the heat that gets you. It's the humidity.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh Lord.
Flash! It turns out that it's the water suspended in the air that's actually a pain in the butt.
What about does fix this shit?
Yeah,
Now.
seriously. Not that much.
Are you... So then you proceed in?
Yep.
What about you two?
We're in some sort of orderly lineup.
Yeah.
I assume I'm near. Well, I assume I'm
Same.
near now, but like now Oda, but also probably near the back. I'm not an important person.
Near the back.
Same. I assume that I'm also.
So the rest of the delegation is going in, and now at a certain point, it is just you, Jai, now,
Great.
and the navigator, who is
And
not
Spirit.
actually accompanying you. The navigator walks with you to the thing, and then we'll return to the temple
Make
to
sure they're
basically
all
be
good.
like, they got in.
Yeah.
Well, I left them in there.
Basically.
The rest is up to fate.
Yeah, I'll take some steps towards the spirit realm. Actually, you know what? I'll turn around to Bao and the others.
Bow now, Jai.
Bao Nao Shai, exactly.
Okay.
And directing this specifically to Bao, but also towards the others.
Sure.
Didn't think today would be my first time in the spirit realm. The first time for everything, isn't there?
It-
And then I
Picked the wrong day to quit sniffing glue.
And suddenly my character's teal. Okay.
woo
Indeed.
indeed. So I will also step through into the spirit realm.
So as you step into the spirit realm, just as you're like passing through, you can hear a bunch of the reporters be like, "Oh, it's a new scoop. We gotta get out of here."
What? Whoa.
And you see that most of the reporters are peeling off from this. Takata looks a little disconcerted by this, a little concerned,
That's a nose. Go.
disconcerted. I had to use that twice in one day. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all.
Bao tries to take a moment to figure out what's got the reporter's attention.
How?
With my eye.
Well, I specifically feel like I have not written out what their kit is, what their technology is. But one of the things that I have not written down but had thought of was some sort of slightly technologically enhanced little telescope, like a bring them nearer, something with like high-tech lenses instead of just
Bring 'em
normal
nearer.
lenses.
I'm reasonably sure that those exist. Like lenses exist. 'cause
Yeah,
cameras
exactly.
Exist.
Yeah. And like there have been crazy creators with all of those, but I guess it's just like a slightly advanced, like a small telescope. I guess what in contemporary you'd see like.
So then you're relying on
yeah,
your
with the
skills
little
and
camera.
training. So then you're relying on your skills and training.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Use that.
You're using your tech. See, there you go. Haha! I did it. I did a thing. I know how to use moves now.
Yay!
John.
Episode 3. We're doing great.
12.
Yes.
All right.
Nice work.
Um.
Nice rolls, everybody.
Therefore, I do it. Yeah.
Okay, great, yeah.
7 to 9, you do it
This one,
imperfectly.
the wording is a little strange in that they say a hit, and a hit is technically 7 and above. It
Yeah.
says on a hit you do it, but on a 7-9 you do it imperfectly.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing the way they
Yeah,
word
yeah,
it, but you
yeah.
do it.
I do it.
Okay, you can see that there is a certain amount of smoke rising a few
From
blocks
which
away
direction?
from the spirit portal. It is definitely close to the tea shop.
Dan and Youngsu are already in.
They are already in.
Ruh-roh.
I'm not a firefighter.
It's not. It isn't smoke like the thing's up. It's smoke like torches.
I have to go in to tell them we can leave immediately if we need to. I'm gonna check and make sure that Now and Jai are going through.
Yeah,
I will take up the rear,
they're going
but
through.
I'm gonna go through to inform my friend. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
You have successfully taken up the rear. I realize that I have to check to see. Ah, excellent.
Our food is being prepared.
Yes.
Excellent.
I haven't been like, we don't want to cancel.
We have been burned
wait.
before. I've been burned by you before. I just watched
What is
Beauty
the-
and the Beast the other day.
Oh, very good. Yes.
I was like, oh yeah, you're Ms. Featherdust or whatever her actual name is.
Babette. I think
Babette.
is her
Babette.
name.
Amazing.
It's so funny.
Classic.
Aragorn made a great suggestion. She was like, watch Beauty and the Beast for the first hour 10, and then watch the last 46 minutes of Hercules.
Okay, because I feel like I watched everything except for the last 46 minutes of Hercules and could not continue. I'm like, how many times are they gonna objectify and or shit on Meg?
Many times.
I'm done.
Many.
Welcome
into
to
the
the
spirit world.
spirit
We're
realm.
now in the spirit world. I guess this means that I gotta change the music.
I mean,
Nah.
where's my spooky and vaguely threatening track? Wait. Oh, nice. Nailed it.
I guess I should mark this one. We're gonna mark this one. Properties. Comment. Spirit world.
Excellent. It's similar to SeaWorld, I think.
No.
No.
Understood.
SeaWorld has captives. Maybe we're the captives.
Oh shit. Maybe
Nice.
we are. Nice.
The entrance to this particular spirit portal, when you arrive, it is actually dark in the sky. It's night. Sometimes the progression of day and night are different in the spirit world compared to the real world, where it's around noon where you are, or where you just came from, I should say. The stars in the sky are twinkling across a very shallow salt flat. Do you know about salt flats? So,
Heard of them.
salt flats, sometimes they'll have a layer of water over them, which means that they essentially reflect the sky perfectly. So, you are surrounded by stars in all directions. This is normal for you at this time. But there's behind you from these salt flats, there are reeds and then grasslands that stretch out into a forest. Progressing through the salt lands, you would know, the salt flats, you would know, would lead to, that's towards the direction of the northern spirit portal. The trick, though, at this point is, obviously, you don't know where the library is. You can't find the information there. Wan Shi Tong has hidden the library.
Yeah.
And is reasonably pissed.
Can I blame him? Nah.
Nah.
So, the information that you seek, depending on where you would go, there's certain spirits you can choose to contact, and you can head in whatever direction, either through the salt flats itself, or through the grasslands towards the forest. Now, it is the spirit realm, so this sort of journey can take 2 minutes or it could take 2 days, depending on any number of things. But you are greeted by a very lanky-looking spirit, thin as a reed, but about 3 meters tall, with a face with 3 eyes and a very thin mouth, but it opens like this instead of like this, like my mouth.
Like a mouth, yeah.
Its fingertips they look like, each individual fingertip looks like a crab's pincers. And it leans forward. Oh, it's you. Welcome, Seeker. I see that you've brought us more.
Yes.
And where will you be headed this time?
So I feel like part of the Seeker's job in this case is to kind of review all of the questions that they know are going to be asked and then choose the more appropriate path.
Yep.
So I think the Salt Plains.
I see. A land of reflection in front of you, of course.
Of course. And we come bearing offerings, and Don gives an offering that would be like traditional order stuff. I'm not sure what that would be, but
this particular spirit, a spirit who has been very conscientious in that it has never told you its name. It doesn't want anyone to know its name, but it definitely wants, nay, craves broken junk. Anything that's like, that smacks of technology, but it can't work. If it works, not interested, angry. And also if you break it in front of it just to make it like, then it's like,
no.
well, then it's
then
not,
it wasn't intentional.
yeah. I want it broken. I want mine stuff pre-broken. None of this like breaking in front of me crap.
Dawn takes out a busted radio from her satchel.
Lifts up the radio, turns it, presses a button, doesn't do anything. Presses another button and it kind of falls off. And then notices the spirit that is... Well, that depends. Did you...
I guess I would have separated when he went through the portal.
So it made it sound more like a...
Oh, okay.
That's cute.
When your finger came out. So it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
But you do notice that your finger is a little bit more blue than it was before.
Oh.
God.
Seems to be fading away, but like...
Bow blue finger.
It flew me.
No, I mean someone had to say it.
Did someone?
Yeah, someone had to. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's the rule, John. This is Maine, okay?
I see.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Quickly turning back to the delegation after handing over the radio. Everyone, we're going to be progressing through the Salt Plains on this visit. We are all to remain as a group. If you stray, if I cannot reach you in 10 paces or less, you have strayed too far. Think of me as your physical anchor here. I will be leading a trail of sand that will bring us back to the portal's exit. If you require any assistance from me, if you are not getting any response to your question, and I don't mean fragmented responses, I mean if it's just silence, or if you have any other questions, or if you need assistance from me, hold your sand pouch over your head high, and I will come to you. Are we all understood?
Yes.
There's a general consensus. However, when you say 10 paces, the parties sort of shift so that they form more of a circle around you, because otherwise all of them within 10 paces of you, it would feel
We'd
like
have
a
to be
conga
real
line.
close, yeah.
Yet that spirit.
That seems to be like her intention
questions.
with those rules. So.
Spirit.
She would rather be able to
That's the
reach
other tour
everybody.
group.
Quickly. That's the
That's
dancing
what
group.
I do. Look, I really prefer a
everyone
little bit
remember
of
their-
levity
Yeah.
in my seeking.
A little razzle dazzle.
Little theater.
Peter.
I'll point out that since you passed through, by the way, through the spirit portal, you still have access to your bending.
Oh yes, Dawn mentions that. Who's in the pamphlet?
Young-Soo just plants his staff in the ground to sort of act as like a walking stick.
Gets a little wet.
Oh, all right.
The little ripples make the points of light waver.
Don already seems a little more chill as well now that they're in the spirit realm. Like it's
The portal still has huge vertical column behind you, though.
Like it's-
So like it.
like it's kind of easier for her to ignore the announcement that was just made. She's doing her best.
Bao, is there anything that they wanted to?
So hearing this instruction, Bao is going to try to find the earliest opportunity to not too distractedly be like, great, I need help.
Don immediately goes over to Bao.
So there was some smoke over in the direction.
You speak
of-
up.
Sorry. So there was some smoke over in the. This is quiet.
Yep.
So there was some smoke over in the direction of the tea shop. Like not everything burning down, but possibly angry mob. So I don't know whether you can like rush the spirits. That's probably not a thing that can be done.
I
but I don't
can't.
know if you can put out extra cookies or something. If there's anything else I can do.
Very deliberately, now that the seeking has already begun, to stop the seeking for any reason other than the safety of your delegation, or that you've received the questions that or the answers that you've been seeking, or at least an answer, not you won't necessarily get the answer you want, that would be against what you would be doing. Not to mention, it would probably cost the temple quite a bit of money.
That's it. I have to see this through. But as soon as everyone has their answer, we'll head back. We won't linger. I'm sorry.
I will try to make spirit towards me.
Answer my question quickly.
Like look around at any sort of wisp on the horizon.
The creature that you've given the broken radio to, the spirit, kind of waves, but it notices that you're carrying another spirit. And what's this? You've brought someone here. Brought someone home. And at the mention of home, the creature digs its little face into your vest. Like in your side, pressing up against those tight pectoral muscles that Young-Soo must have.
Oh boy. Glug, glug, glug. Yes.
Does not seem to like any mention of the word home.
Just writing this down. There we go. Yes. We met just now, and we seem to be inseparable already. I make a gesture of like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
The spirit shrugs. As long as it's chosen you.
For life?
Yours or its.
I looked at. I want to make eye contact with little.
It's not. It's like it is really just sunk its face into your chest.
I'm gonna nod to the spirit, but I'm gonna, as I continue walking, try to like whisper to Ha or whatever. What's the
Except
matter?
now it's more like
What's the matter? You don't like this place? I thought this was where you were from.
it has no answer for you.
That is fair.
As you progress through, Jai at one point walks next to you. Sorry, you, Don. And so this is your life. You come through here often.
For now, yeah. It's I think people like the exclusivity of having a seeker guide them through this place. There are only two of us at a time, so it feels pretty fancy.
It isn't about exclusivity. This moment, I feel safe with you here. Like, no matter what, we'll be all right.
That means a lot. It's what I hope that people feel. 'Cause it's what I feel, even when I'm not leading anyone.
I would imagine that what the seeker feels is most important of all.
Not necessarily. I don't have any questions of my own.
Does anyone ever ask you any questions?
What kind of questions?
So I just want to know,
Splash,
how's Bao? Is Bao like watching this interaction?
No, Bao is now
Pointedly
actively
ignoring.
trying to like spot any spirit possible and like make sort of like cohere, like eye contact. Like, you want to answer my question?
So
You want to answer my question?
as Jai walks, the backs of his fingertips brush against Don's just briefly.
Okay.
I hope one day people realize that there must be a lot of wisdom to be found in asking the seeker questions.
Our whole path revolves around finding the answers for others. That's
I hope one day you get to find someone who can seek the answers for your questions.
has anyone answered you so far?
I'm hoping that will happen today.
And once you have it, are you heading back?
A few spiritual butterflies just like flutter past you.
Hey, are you?
One of them lands
Bao
on,
tries to flag one down like a taxi.
one of them lands on Bao's shoulder. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
You're a visitor.
I am.
Welcome.
Thank you. That's very kind.
What'd you bring me?
What do you like?
So this is a recognized problem. Some spirits have started to become a little too dependent on like
Stuff.
I see a person, I should get some shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
You don't know?
Do you like shiny things?
Sure.
I reach into my like coin purse to pull out a small but shiny coin. Seems appropriately butterfly size.
There's no way I could carry that. You're a jerk.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how things work here. I'm new.
Clearly. And it jumps
Wow.
off your shoulder and its wings bat at your ears like a
What?
bat as it starts to fly away.
You want me to fucking take that one on? You want me to fucking? Oh my god.
Oh my
Don't say
god, no fighting.
So like it definitely has a like a
Yeah.
that. Oh.
sort of feel, and then it flies over and then it lands on your shoulder. Hi. And then ha or whatever just goes oof.
Youngsu is immediately like, did anyone see that? Is that, or am I, how much trouble am I?
Now the spirit's head is glowing slightly. And then you hear like a ping, 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 as it's flying around inside its mouth.
Should
Oh
you,
my-
should you have done that?
Oh, John! This is so
I give it a little pat on the head.
And it just it goes up, but now it's coated blue.
What's happening to me today?
Checks on their finger. Is it still a bit blue?
It's fading. It's fading. Slowly but surely.
Just as Bao is being slowly but surely transformed into a blue spirit.
Violet, you're turning.
So Ha is about this big, has 6 little stumps instead of arms or legs, has a head that apparently can open 180 degrees, blue,
Has grass for hair
grass for hair,
and
and a tail that it can lean against.
Yeah. I think I think post that
yeah,
sketch at
sure,
some
I
point.
can
There's a little
post my
sketch over here.
Really glorious art.
Hashtag glorious art.
Yeah. I also have one of Mr. Clawhands.
Oh my god, you
Mr.
totally do.
Clawhands.
This is how I process.
No, it's
Oh, it's incredible.
No one.
It wants me
That
to.
helps.
Yeah.
And then the butterfly, or whatever it is. You know, I heard. You're going to invade. Bring it.
No one is going to invade this place.
You're here. You're here right now.
We're asking questions, exchange of knowledge. That's why we're here.
Do you have knowledge?
Yeah, I must have some.
Are you sure?
Have you ever farmed? I don't know why I'm trying to get into a fucking fight with a butterfly, by the way. What am I doing?
What's a farm?
Exactly. I can tell you all about it.
Oh, okay.
It's a wonderful place.
Well, then why don't you tell me what you're looking for, and maybe I'll tell you what I'm looking for, and then perhaps there can be an exchange of information.
I will speak the question to the spirit. The question was, I wrote it down. How can I face Councilwoman Takata while maintaining my peace?
That's a dumb question. Kill her.
Oh, no. Fucking butterfly.
What do you
Clearly, the correct answer is to make sure that she can never hurt anyone ever again. By you caving her skull in with your stick.
No one suspects the butterfly.
Float like a butterfly, sting butterfly. Kill like a butterfly.
I like that, yeah. What did you want to know? As the grip on the staff tightens. Excuse me.
That's it? That's all the information you needed? Listen. If there's one thing that you can do, is that you can be direct. You can walk right up to her, and you can tell her how you feel. But she won't listen. You're not important. You're dull, a rube, a village outcast.
Holy shit. Just like a heart. Just like
And
shatters.
you could destroy her.
I can make myself important to her. Don't you think?
Why waste the effort on somebody who clearly you do not respect?
She's not worthy of respect.
Exactly. She wants to invade us. I would prefer to see her dead.
Oh my god.
Legit.
Upset.
Legit.
Yeah, no, it's super legit.
We stand, Michael.
I don't think this place deserves what she wants either.
The butterfly sits down on the ground and then it squirms its way up, and now it looks like a caterpillar. So it's sort of gone, it's regressed. The caterpillar is sinuous, almost snake-like in its movements. For some reason, I don't think you understand what I'm trying to tell you. The information that we want to exchange here. All you need to do is give me the information I want. That she's dead. That you've killed her. That's all and then as this is as this person is saying, the other butterflies land. Don't listen to La.
Why?
Because La is trying to get you to kill someone. I didn't think that murder was something that the humans liked to do a lot of. Except you do it all the time.
La makes some very good points. La's the only person I've met who's been as direct as I feel.
He's an angry boy. You're an angry boy.
Yeah, I am.
They're impatient, you're angry, and you're flummoxed.
Try to remove the flummoxed look from my face.
Fucking spirits, man.
The rest of the delegation is like, oh, okay, this is how it goes. Like, and they're waiting so that they can answer their questions.
Incredible. Incredible.
What the?
Don't listen to La. That way is not going to lead you towards happiness. It will lead you towards, I don't know, probably your own death. No, I think she should die. And all of you agree. She needs to die. Because if she doesn't die, we might have to fight another war. And who wants that?
Exactly. I'm gonna stop her.
How? With your stick? Law? No, I want to see how he's going to fix it with his stick. Why is your stick weird?
What do you mean weird?
You have a weird stick.
I'll allow it. Youngsu stands and will... It's not a demonstration so much as it is a moment of reveling in his prowess. What I want to sort of do is essentially sweep the staff while undoing it so that as it's being swept, it springs open, essentially extending its range. And then on its return, catch it to show the sort of range of this weapon.
Jai takes a step back, crosses his arms, and he leans over to bow. He's someone to watch out for.
Because he knows his way around a rather peculiar weapon?
Anybody who takes enough time to train in such an archaic mode of combat, you have to wonder why they bothered.
Question?
He's made mention of some farming village. Maybe that's the only weapon they could afford.
I mean, it certainly doesn't...
Ow!
Well, I should point out,
That's fair.
it's not an inexpensive-looking staff.
It's just 3 years of corn taped together. Every section.
Okay, then maybe it's the only weapon they could find.
I broke my
Yeah.
nunchuck. Oh, it's okay. Just attach the other.
Oh!
God damn it.
Trunchuck.
Trunchuck!
Trunchuck.
Trunchuck. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's called the Thrunchuck. And I'm killed.
I mean, what's going on the sheet?
It could be war that we're up against. They're not invaders. They've got the Seeker with them.
We are not invaders, and we do not stand with them.
When do I get to ask about my firebending?
You asked from the moment you stepped through the portal. You think you need to speak your question out loud to them? They already know. It's in the sand.
Yeah, that's true. It's in the sand. It's in the sand. Hey, you.
Yeah.
I like your question the best. And the caterpillar then goes back into being a butterfly. This one's a green one, not
Okay.
so it's not the same one that flicked
Great.
you. But you are impatient. Why?
I witnessed something before I step in that I'd
You
like
witnessed
to
a
attend to.
thing! Tell us what you witnessed and I will answer your question.
Smoke in the distance.
Boring! Anyway, what was your question again?
How can I stride forward without rejecting that which came before?
It's simple. Make sure that you're walking back home. If you can't do that, or don't want to do that, take home with you. But you cannot leave a place and expect for it to come with you without effort. You cannot return home expecting that the rest of the world won't remain behind.
Thank you for your wisdom.
Thanks for the smoke or whatever. I don't care. And then it goes one by one to the others, and then the mirror scale.
That's said out loud so everyone can hear.
Yeah, everybody hears
Whoops.
the mirror scale.
Shit.
And now
Damn
his
it.
face just goes white.
I kind
We
of
did
do an
s-
apologetic, like,
I
I'm sorry.
But it's
I tried to
protect.
warn you.
The question was, how do I protect?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's gonna turn.
And
towards-
all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
right.
the rest of the people just like look back and forth because they don't know who asked the question. The mirror scale. Whoever seeks the mirror scale is obviously doing something quite important. It would be very good to find it, to protect it. To use it? That's another matter entirely. But understand that finding the mirror scale is only the first step. You don't want to gaze into it for too long without knowing why. The rest of the butterflies, having morphed back into their smaller form, chitter at each other as if they've told some fantastic joke. How to protect the mirror scale? Find it first. Find it fast. Make sure no one knows you have it, or as few as possible. And then, once you are in possession of the mirror scale, don't destroy it. And they all flee.
Youngsu blinks a few times and then looks to the nearest Fire Nation delegate who isn't.
You want to kill the councilwoman?
What's a mirror scale?
And I think we're going to end the session there.
Incredible.
You want to kill the council? Metaphorically?
Just
Emotionally?
divert with another question.
Yeah, nailed it.
No, you want to kill the councilwoman.
Who said that? You? Yeah, Spider-Man meme. Just like, I mean, who doesn't really? Oh boy.
Yeah, I think that list has suddenly grown.
You see? She's the worst.
Yeah, before Bao was like, okay, I get that you're pissed.
Like,
But
let's,
now,
and now you're like,
now they're like,
no,
oh,
no, I get that you're.
now I
yeah.
understand.
Yup.
Hey. Clap, 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 clap. Yay.
It's time to check our growths. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's
There must be a better. Okay, we'll figure it out.
probably
Time
gonna
to
be a better way to do that.
measure our
Yeah.
growth.
Oh, right. Yeah. Huzzah.
So, as a reminder, there are growth questions which each of our players have to answer. If they answer yes to these questions, then they get to mark growth. However, our players aren't marking growth individually, they're marking them as a group, and if we get to that group, then everybody will be fine. I'm going to start with Kate, because it's your day. You did the whole
My day.
you did the whole
It is
the whole safety spiel.
Yep.
So, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
So I would say the closest contender for that would be
What did you learn
Councilwoman?
today? Yeah.
the councilwoman, and the fact that she isn't just shitty because she's trying to like force factories into farm towns, but actually that she's really doesn't seem to give a fuck about what she stomps on to get her way.
All right.
Balance, not her strong suit. Sounds like.
This is my growth question, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Did you learn
Or-
anything challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
did you?
Yeah.
Which is our equivalent of what did you learn today?
Yeah, I learned that same thing as like no, I learned that now Oda her interests might in fact align with ours. There are still some variables, but maybe this is a line that we can walk.
It does sound complicated.
Sure does.
Scott?
It really does. I learned that. I learned not Young-Soo, but like I learned that Jai wants Bao to come back to the family, specifically to use their abilities to sort of like aid the family. Like I didn't know that. You know, why would they want to come back, kind of thing? What's that pull and so on. Yeah, what I learned.
Kate, did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
No.
Did any of you?
I mean, That butterfly's a menace, clearly, but we didn't stop it, so...
You should kill her.
Oh
my God.
Shit, yeah. No, I don't think so. I mean, solve the community problem.
No, the only thing I did was continue to bring the delegation into the spirit portal, even though we could have stopped and antagonized the councilwoman, and we didn't, but I don't know if that's a good enough reason.
Incidentally, if anybody
fine
out
for me.
there in chatline has questions they want to ask either the players or myself, now's a good time to throw them in there while we're doing these growth questions. The third one, Kate, did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center?
No.
How about you, Elizabeth?
I did!
Yay!
Scott?
No, I'm actually further from center now, so that's great. I'm gonna... Oh, yeah, shocker.
Oh,
I'm probably
dear.
gonna tip first.
Shock.
I'm shocked.
Shock of the century. Spring break!
Spring break!
That is fair. That is very fair. So, Kate, your
Did I learn something meaningful or important relating to my lineage, its members, or its effects on the world and others?
yeah.
I learned a bit more about what my cousin's up to and what the family's been saying about me since my absence.
Sounds like it.
Does that count?
Yeah.
Great.
Say so. Elizabeth, playing as the fucking icon.
The fucking
Did you
icon.
accomplish a feat worthy of your burden and tradition? I would say yes.
What did you do?
I not only completed all ceremonies as written, but am leading a so far successful spirit walk.
It's fair. And then Scott, the hammer.
Did you make progress towards your goal against your adversary? Yes, not directly, but I asked for guidance from the spirit world in making progress towards my goal against my adversary.
You did.
Now, is that good guidance? We'll
It
see.
might be. We'll find out.
Next time on the Mirror.
But
Scale.
that's where you sit on the growth scale. It looks like after next session, we'll be able to mark an advancement.
Huzzah!
Yay!
Kate, you want to call somebody's play out?
Yeah, I'd like to call out Scott's being true to the understandable anger with the councilwoman, for expressing it, finding ways to do so without just leaping out and like fighting her or getting in a shouting match with her or whatever. Like it was nice. Because I feel like we all do that at times. We're like, you're the bad guy. I'm going to take you on right now. Even though it's not appropriate. It doesn't matter. I'm a PC. Like, I appreciate the way that you found a really cool way to not do that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Scott?
I want to call out Liz's play. I want to call out not just the emotional weight of Dawn investing herself in the questions that people bring, and how some of them are very affecting, but just the world building of this ceremony around going into the spirit world and stuff. Like, this doesn't exist in the television series, but it feels like it could. It feels like a natural outgrowth of Wan Shi Tong's library in the desert and the Seekers stuff. It's really cool. And specifically the dish of dirt, the bowl of sand. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Dirt dish.
Elizabeth.
Okay, so it's a few moments per bow, but it's basically, Kate, you've chosen a character who, even when faced with people who are sassing you or doing something exasperating, Bao responds in a very, interesting, unexpected way. So I'll use the other Seeker as an example. Bao just, quietly deflecting some of the improprieties, or Bao going, okay, there might be torches by the tea shop, but all right, we need to stay here. Okay, come on, spirits. Doesn't anyone want to answer my question? We can speed this up. It's just it's they don't want to rock the boat, but they're just doing very subtle things to move things along.
Thank you.
So it's fucking cool to watch. I love
I'm
it.
thrilled that that's coming across because it's that was the core of what I wanted to do. It's both the traditional of oh yes, I'm very proper, but it's also the negative Jin of the airbender to deflect and not
Redirect.
be
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not
very cool.
fighting.
Actually, there
so
are
much as,
47,
like,
but we'll focus on the 3.
like when your cousin was sassing you and you sassed back but in a very subtle way, and then at the end of the conversation where you were like, Bao adjust their posture to make it seem like they just had the most pleasant conversation in the world. That was
Goodbye.
so cool. It's just like really like
You normally take a
it's an
sledgehammer
undercurrent.
to your sass,
Yeah.
which is fun and
yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
But seeing you take a scalpel to it is
yeah.
really...
yeah. It's really cool
That's
to
true,
watch.
right?
I'm thankful that it succeeded.
Okay, very
Oh
much.
yeah, for sure.
Spirit world. You, as much as there have been glimpses into the spirit world in The Last Airbender and in Korra and in the various media, I love the flavor that you've infused into it with the spirits that we've encountered with the salt flats.
I always think I have an idea of what it's going to be like, and it never is. And that's a
not
great
necessarily
thing.
a good
No,
thing.
No, it is a good thing.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like a field.
Yeah.
No, so much cooler.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's so cool, and I love like building extra bits to the order ceremonies and stuff.
Wait, we have somebody giving us a suggestion for a raid instead of me
We
like
never remembered to
forgetting that
raid.
shit.
Hey.
I'm down. I'll
Yeah.
totally raid, especially that First Nations Development Institute.
Yeah, I know we normally
Sounds-
like we have a whole sequence of things that we do at the end of the stream, but like,
Yeah.
can we call out Mind Criminal like?
Yeah.
Well, like we said, welcome as, but like, hi, welcome, so good to have you here. Kung Fu Fenris, one of our mods, has already tweeted out or posted our YouTube. Join our
Yeah.
Discord if you want to chat and meet members of the community. Like, this is session 3. We are,
Yeah.
I would argue, loving Avatar Legends as far as a system goes, and as Kung Fu Fenris pointed out, in our first session, we did have an exchange, like a combat exchange. If you want to see how we, are finding our way through that. But it's super cool that you're here.
And I'm just gonna shout out that charity ranks really highly on like charity because I've never heard of it because I think it's American centered and we're in Canada. So it's just like, what is this? What
Yeah,
is
what is
it
it?
about? Does it serve like 3 people or 3,000 people? But it's ranked like 97%, which is really
fucking-
good on those.
Hell
ratings.
yeah!
So like, yeah, thumbs
We're
up.
gonna raid over.
Seems like it's a super extra good.
So in that case, why don't I just ask you what's going on this coming week?
We have streams through the week. I will be streaming on Tuesday I stream at 1800 Eastern on twitch.tv/BiffTheBoss. I've been having a lot of fun lately, which means it's time for something serious. Just kidding. I'm going to start Dead Space. I feel like Sergey needs to go and get scared and shoot zombies. I don't actually know how that's going to go, but he's like an action-oriented guy. I feel like it'll be fine. It might be a little spooky for me, but I'm going to try it out. I'll try it out. We'll see how it goes. That's me, Tuesday. Whee!
Wednesdog, Thursdog.
So I've been trying to get together another clinic hours. It's just work's been slammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely won't be Wednesday because you have plans Wednesday.
It won't be Wednesday, and it probably Thursday's actually a possibility. Like that's more of a question mark. So we'll see if we can make it happen on Thursday. If not, I mean, we're still looking forward to it. It just happens that Wednesday, which would have been the day I would have done it, something else to do. But that doesn't mean there isn't something on Friday.
Yes, Friday we will not have a Scott, so I might stream more Dreamlight Valley or something else. Who knows?
I already suggested just stream Punchy and Boy up until you hit a boss, and then you can be
And
like,
then I
"Well,
immediately pause so that the second we start the next stream, you're like launched into a boss battle. Might. And then Saturday, though, we are continuing Drew Crew, The Phantom of Venice, which is a balls to the wall insane so
I
far.
don't love it.
I mean,
I do love it. It's wild. Yeah.
oh my god.
I stream Doomed. We're continuing our campaign with the Crosshair. There may be another kind of daytime stream through the week as well to wrap up from previous Saturday, but we'll see. We'll see where we get to. You can check the Discord for that information. Ciao.
Next Sunday we'll be back here, this channel, same time. I believe all places have done their daylight savings shift, if they do it or not. So 5 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/RPGClinic, episode 4 of the Mirror Scale. Yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. be like me and get rejected at the vaccination clinic because they tell you you've had too many goddamn vaccinations.
Wow, John.
Yeah.
Just do
God
that.
damn.
That's
Yeah,
a good thing to do.
legit.
Get the quint
Sir, please.
tap. But
Can't come here again.
otherwise, folks, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you on the Discord. Talk about this game. Talk about the other games you'd like to see. But for now, we're actually headed this way, and we're headed this way, and we'll see you next time.
Join the raid.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.